I want somebody to come in here and tell me why they think LeBron is not the GOAT. Is not the GOAT. Yo, I want somebody to come in here and tell me why they think LeBron is not the GOAT. So the reason I think LeBron is the GOAT is because I've never seen anybody like dude. Like as far as his athleticism, and just his IQ. Like we had a lot of players that were, cool athletically, but they just wanted to hoop. Like let's use KD for example. Great talent. He just want to hoop. He doesn't think the game like LeBron. Even Jordan didn't think the game all around like LeBron. He thought it from a offensive perspective because that's all he wanted to do was score. But other than that, he didn't think the game. LeBron is the GOAT. So it's so many people that say LeBron is not the GOAT. They think Jordan or somebody else, maybe Magic is the GOAT. But I want y'all to prove me wrong because I think Bron is the GOAT. Like I did at one point think it was Jordan. Like everybody wanted to be Jordan, like be like Mike, all the commercials and whatnot. But when Bron came along, you saw a uh, different player. Even a lot of players these days can do what Jordan did. And I think we were mesmerized by what he did because he was playing against plumbers, electricians, warehouse workers, a lot of people that couldn't even play above the rim. Now everybody plays above the rim. You look at some of Jordan's favorite dunks from like behind the free throw line. That's common now. Like players jumping over cars now. They're jumping over people now. Like five people under the goal. They're like literally jumping over them. In the Olympics, Vince Carter jumped over a 7 foot guy. Like so that's I think if Jordan played now, we wouldn't be as mesmerized today as we were back then. It's normal. Like the reverse layups he does. A lot of people do that. Look at D Rose in his prime. I mean, that athleticism. Can you imagine D Rose playing back in Jordan era? Matter of fact, Muggsy Bowles was like 5'3", playing in that era. Do you think Muggsy Bowles can play in this era at 5'3"? With all these guys jumping out the gym? How could he get a shot off? Who is he going to guard? Just think about that for example. I was a Jordan fan, the Jordan era. Muggsy Bowles was 5'3". He was a starter in the league. Can you imagine how hard it'd be for Muggsy Bowles to play in this league? He would be guarding uh in his prime of D Rose, Russell Westbrook, 6'7" guard. Sometimes LeBron plays the point. He'll be guarding LeBron. Like, no, the era is totally different. So I want somebody to come on stage if you're not afraid to tell me why Bron is not the GOAT. I want to. I feel like an argument today, but I don't think anybody's gonna come on because I think when y'all say Jordan is the GOAT, it's just the way he made you feel. It's not from an eye perspective. Like it's not the eye test. You can clearly see LeBron is a superior athlete than Jordan. Better passer, better rebounder, better ball handler. I saw one video. I saw one video of Jordan. He was on a break and he wrapped the ball around his back with his right hand and he caught it with his right hand. And the commentators, they were laughing at him. Literally, they were laughing at him, saying they never seen anything like it. I had neither. If you if you're dribbling the ball and it's in your right hand and you take it behind your back, naturally you're gonna catch it with your left hand because it's gonna be on that side. But he didn't do that. Michael Jordan was dribbling the ball with his right hand, took it behind his back with his right hand, and caught it with his right hand. And literally, the commentators and they were some old guys, and I know they probably never had any talent for basketball, but it was funny to them. They were literally laughing, saying, and they literally said on live air, "I've never seen anything like it." I had neither, but I want somebody to prove me wrong about Jordan being the GOAT because I think Bron is the GOAT. But everybody thinks, not everybody, a lot of people seem to think it's Jordan, and it's not. at all. It's not even close to being Jordan. The more the more you analyze the game and the more you see different players, I like Magic. I mean, I would have a hard time putting Jordan above Magic if I think about all around game because I think people get it twisted when they say, okay, well, Jordan had this amount of scoring championships. Well, his goal was to score, regardless of who winning or losing, regardless of who's guarding him. His main thing was to score, and that's why he took so many shots. He wanted to score. Now, imagine if LeBron at 6'9", 280, just puts his head down every play and wants to score. Like I think he went like 20 years straight, averaging 25 or better. And he's not a scorer; he's a pass first guy. But he averaged 25 for that many years. Now, imagine if he was a Jordan and he wanted to score. Forget about getting my teammates involved. Forget about my record. I just want my accolades. I want to lead this league in scoring. Man, LeBron can average 35 easily, easily every year. But he's not wired that way. He wants to win. And what does it take to win? You have to get other players involved. And I think people don't realize Jordan had coaches to teach him. He had Dean Smith, he had Phil Jackson. Everything Bron learned, he learned by analyzing the game. He hadn't had great coaches. So he taught himself the game. And man, you can't tell me it's been a better player than LeBron James. It just hadn't. And I hear people talking about like now that they're out of the playoffs, they lost. If I'm not mistaken, this is year 22 for Bron. If you think about Jordan at year 15 and 16 at the Wizards, we had no expectations for him. We were just happy that he was out there again. But there was no expectations. He was not going to make the playoffs. He wasn't going to make anybody better. He was out there to get his little points. And they didn't make the playoffs. They were horrible. Can you imagine if these last years, Braun just said, forget our record, I'm just going to get all these points? That's not what he did. He was a pass first guy. He's becoming more of a scorer in the latter years of his career, but he's always been a pass first guy. Always. Look at Tony said, I don't believe that. So who was your GOAT, Tony? If Jordan is not if Bron is not the GOAT, who was your GOAT? Don't say Jordan. Anybody but Jordan. Who was your GOAT? Who was your GOAT? Jarvis. What's up, homie? Jarvis. Who was your GOAT? I want to hear Braun. Is it Braun? Tony thinks I'm tripping. He doesn't think it's LeBron. Who was the GOAT? I go with Magic before I go with Jordan. Growing up, of course it was Jordan. Now when y'all say it's Jordan, man, it's nostalgia. It's the way he made you feel back then because nobody was doing what he was doing. Hanging in the air, all those dunks he was doing, nobody was doing that. Now you got guys that's not even in the league jumping over cars and jumping over five people. Vince Carter jumping over 7 foot guys in the Olympics. Jordan took up from the free throw line. Now everybody can take up from the free throw line. Like everybody does it. Wow. Jarvis, MJ is your GOAT. MJ is your GOAT. That doesn't make sense. He's only your GOAT because of the way he made you feel. He what what can he do that Braun can't do? Nothing. What can he do that Braun can't do? And don't mention the 6 rings because he only went 6 times. He played 15 years. He literally played 15 years in the league and only went 6 times. Okay. Tony said Braun is the GOAT. Whoa, you said the most Tony, you said the most complete player is MJ? The most complete. I can't comprehend what you mean by complete. Complete can't mean all around. And also, did you see when they interviewed the stats guy for the Bulls? He said he was padding the stats for Jordan, and Pippen would complain. So certain steals automatically went to Jordan, and players would complain about that. You can look that up via YouTube. They actually interviewed the stat guy for the Bulls because a lot of people started noticing home games. Jordan's stats were ridiculous. On the way, in the away games, not so much. But now, best all around, no, not at all, bro. Matter of fact, if you Jarvis, come on stage. I can send you a link. Come on stage and defend your case about MJ. I guarantee you lose. I guarantee you lose. I guarantee you lose. Jarvis said MJ is his go all day. That's just because of how he made you feel, bro. If you was a head coach or a GM and you were starting the team, I guarantee you would pick Bron before you pick Jordan. You know why? Because with Jordan, you have to have the perfect pieces around him. You have to have the perfect pieces. With Bron, it don't matter. You can get somebody named Boobie Gibson, and he'll take you to the finals. Matt Dellavedova. You didn't know Matt Dellavedova before LeBron, and you don't even know what happened after LeBron. You didn't know Boobie Gibson before LeBron. You don't know what happened to him now. MJ had MJ had no weaknesses. It's really hard to guard Jeff Hornacek, Jarvis. You know what? You was a hooper. You could guard Jeff Hornacek. Tony, we could guard Jeff Hornacek, bro. Come on, who did he have to guard? This what they say. MJ had no weaknesses, bro. Come on, man. Dumars used to kill Jordan. What's it? Rex Chapman used to kill Jordan. Ron Harper used to kill Jordan. A lot of people Blackman used to kill Jordan. In the 80s, everybody killed Jordan. He never won in the 80s. He never won in the, he would get swept in the 80s. I don't know if y'all realize it, but he did play in the 80s. He didn't just start in 91 and ended in 96 or 98 rather. He actually played in the 80s, but he was too busy getting thumped out. MJ would average 50 easy in this league today, but he wouldn't win. LeBron can average 50, and he's bigger, stronger, everything than Jordan. So what you said complete. Jordan wasn't a better defensive player than Bron in his prime. In both of their primes, Jordan wasn't better defensively. Bron has to guard these freak of natures now. Like just think about the crossover AI gave Jordan. Went the opposite way. He's soft. You said Bron is soft? Okay, he averaged 25 points a year for 20 years. All-time leading scorer, up there in assists, up there in rebounds. I mean, what makes him soft? How no, Jarvis. Jordan, okay, I'll give you an example. Jordan scores the same way that KD scores. KD just scores more easily than Jordan. Jordan would have a harder time scoring against these freak of natures now because they athletic. Like back then on jump shots, nobody was up there with Jordan. Now they're up there with Jordan. He has to like literally jump. KD is a better scorer against this day and era than Jordan. You can't hand check the date. Wow. That's crazy because if you think about nowadays, you can show a crowd in it. You can show a crowd. So if I got the ball at the top of the key or isolated on the wing, you can show a crowd on the inside. When Jordan played, you couldn't show a crowd. It was called a league of defense. So once I beat my guy back in the day, once I beat my guy, it was nobody there until I got to the rim. That's why you see him dunking over Ewing or dunking over Morning or Matumbo because it was nobody there after I beat my initial guy because you couldn't be in the lane. It's called a legal defense back then. Now you can camp out in the lane. You can play a zone now. I think that's what y'all don't get. y'all just talk about the hand check. Come on. And honestly, you couldn't hand check Jordan then. You couldn't hand check Jordan then. They would call a foul on you. They call fouls on everybody. And y'all talk about how tough that time was. It's only two teams that played Jordan tough: the Pistons and sometimes New York Knicks. Nobody else played tough back then. So don't do that. So don't do that. Now, you can't hand checking means nothing if you're able to knock the hand off. It's just a hand check. You know the arm sweep move that we use? That's for the hand check. If they hand check you, you arm sweep. The hand is gone. And now you get to the rim, and only people there are the big men. Tony says, let's see what Tony says. I would not want the ball in LeBron hands in the last minute of the game because I don't want him to go to the free throw line. You wouldn't want LeBron to have the ball. He's gonna make the perfect choice. You wouldn't want Bron to have the ball. Are you listening to yourself? Okay. Let's say you're the coach of the team, of the Cavaliers when he played there, Miami when he played there, Lakers, back to Cleveland or whatever. You're the coach. You wouldn't give Bron the ball. Of course you would. So don't do that. Don't do that. You're a drubber play for LeBron. Don't do that. Don't do that. LB is to go to longevity. That's it. See, that's hating. That's hating. That's pure hate. The GOAT of longevity. Jarvis, if LeBron James was your son, you will argue the point that he's the best. He's the GOAT. I guarantee you, you'll bring up everything that I bring up, the same claims you will be bringing up, trying to prove that your son is the best of all time. So don't do that. Did he not blow the game against Dallas at the free throw line? Did he? Did he miss free throws? I don't recall that, but if he missed free throws, I mean that happens. I mean we can talk about a lot of games Jordan blew if you want to. If you want to go that route, I can go to YouTube and bring up plenty of footage of Jordan missing last game winners, missing free throws, getting turnovers. It's a lot of footage of that of Jordan, but you don't want to see that. You're blind to that. He stacked teams to win. Wow. He stacked teams to win. So Boston didn't stack their team first. That's what you want me to believe. Man, stop it. Stop it. Everybody stacked their teams. The days you got to realize it's too much parity. Back then, and so did they go and get Dennis Rodman? Did your GOAT recruit Dennis Rodman and bring him in? That's not stacking. You have back then probably the best forward, which was Scottie Pippen, both sides of the floor. You had Jordan back then, probably the best ever two guard. And then you had probably the best rebounder, Rodman. That's not stacked. He wasn't there for the first three. They got him when Horace Grant went to Orlando to play with Penny and Shaq. So did Jordan not stack his team with Rodman? He needed Rodman. So is it wrong to need help? Jordan went through the whole 80s with no help until Scotty kind of got on his game. So you want Bron to just not play with any stars and let Boston stack, let other teams stack, but LeBron can't do that. Stop it. And then y'all be the main one saying he doesn't have a ring. He doesn't have a ring, like y'all do Charles Barkley. Stop it. Yeah, Scotty was drafted, but what does that matter? That was back then. You had to get drafted. You couldn't make moves like you can now. Braun started that making moves. So okay, Tony. So Braun missed those free throws. Okay, cool. I mean, it happens. He won without Rodman. He had Grant though. Grant was a great rebound. Everybody knows that. How many did he get without Pippen? Let's be honest. Pippen was the heart of that team. The same way Draymond Green is really the heart of the Warriors team and the high IQ person. He's the high IQ person. He makes that team go. That's why they put up with so much stuff that Draymond Green does. Pippen was the key to that team. It wasn't Jordan. It wasn't Jordan. Jordan scored. Who had to lock down the key guys? Who locked them down? Pippen. When Magic in the first championship, when Magic was killing Jordan, Jordan wanted to guard Magic because they were both icons. Magic Magic was killing Jordan. Bro, he was killing Jordan. Pippen said, nah, I got him. And now when they interview Magic, what does he say? Pippen made my job hard. Pippen made my job hard. I had trouble with Scottie Pippen, not Jordan. If you remember, they were winning until they made that switch. Utah, they put Pippen on Stockton, gave him trouble. Pippen was the guy. And then you look at when Jordan retired, that next year, if I'm not mistaken, they only lost maybe 6 fewer games, like 6 games. This when Jordan left. If Jordan is the guy, you're supposed to tank. When Bron leaves any franchise, what happens? They tank. They instantly at the bottom. Before Bron, they're at the bottom. With Bron, they're at the top. Bron leaves you back at the bottom. Nah. With Jordan in the 80s, at the bottom. Pippen games comes along, at the top. The Bulls now. Jordan retires, Bulls 1 game away from going to the championship. New York knocked them out in game 7. Pippen was the player of the year candidate. He led the team in every stat. The same way Bron does, he led the team in every stat. What about the 4 years they tried to put Bron against Kobe on the finals Bron never had on? Let me see what you're talking about, Tony. What nonsense you talking about? Nah, I don't recall that. Bron is a freak of nature. Like I can't believe y'all saying if y'all had a team, y'all wouldn't start it with Bron. I'm telling you, if Pippen, I saw a meme today. Well, I saw like a little video today. It was like it had Jordan and then Pippen. Jordan was like, I won 6 championships. Pippen was like, me too. Jordan was like, I won 9 defensive something, and Pippen was like, well, I won 10. Jordan was like, I got 2 gold medals. Pippen said, I do too. And Jordan was like, I got this. Pippen was like, me too. It was like they were going back and forth. And it's just showing you how much Pippen meant to that team. And again, it's crazy, bro. Let me see. Hmm. Yeah, I'm not denying. I'm not denying they stacked their team. You have to. You nowadays you have to stack your team. Look at the Warriors. They were already stacked with Green, who's a Hall of Famer, Clay, Hall of Famer, the second best shooter ever to play the game of basketball. And then you have Steph Curry, Hall of Famer, the best shooter ever to play. But what made them go and get KD? One name, LeBron James. You can't beat LeBron. You got to stack your squad. So they went and got KD and won twice against Bron. But ironically, who do y'all play basketball? Y'all play basketball. Check this out. Do you know how hard it is in the NBA to lead your team? Not even the NBA. Let's just say college or even high school. It's hard to lead your team in scoring and assists. Now imagine if you let them in scoring, assists, and rebounds. Not only that, scoring, assists, rebounds, steals, not only those 4, but also blocks. Just imagine a high schooler doing all 5 of those. Imagine somebody playing for the Memphis Tigers, leading the Tigers in scoring, rebounding, blocks, steals, and assists. He would be an all-world player. That's what LeBron did in the finals. He led not only his team, but he had more points than anybody on both sides of the ball. More points than Curry, more rebounds than KD, more assists than whomever, more steals than whomever, and more blocks than the big man. Did they lose? Yeah, they lost. But they had to go get KD, the best scorer of all times, arguably. So come on, man. So that's 2 he didn't get. So you can count those if you want to. Tone, I'm not clicking on that YouTube, man. That's some. I don't even want to click on that. You don't, Jarvis. You don't respect Durant rings because he won them. You know what? I respect his rings, but I don't like it simply because it wasn't a stacking of his team. It wasn't stacking his team. It was the fact that they were beating they were beating Golden State the previous year. Golden State came back to beat them. Now, if they weren't losing, if they were losing convincingly, then yeah, still don't go to them. Because the way I'm wired, if you beat me, I want to beat you. So if I'm gonna go somewhere, I'm gonna go team up with somebody else to get my lick back. You feel me? That's law. But I'm not gonna come like I would hang up in your face. Like if you beat me in the finals and I was up, which means I know we can beat your team. You beat us in the finals. Y'all come back and beat us in the finals, and then you call me on my agent and say, "Hey, Steph Curry or Draymond Green wants to have an audience with you. They want you to come play with them." Man, I would hurt my hand slamming that phone down. Just back in the old days when you had those kind of phones. But yeah, I would like stop it. So I don't like the fact that he went to play with them. Yeah, I get that. What's the link, bro? I'm not. What the link about, Tony? Some hating. Man, Bron is the best, bro. Bron is the best. And you can't tell me he's not the best. Hold on, let me see. I'm gonna put a link. I'm gonna put a link. I've never brought anybody on, but I just put a link on Facebook. Come on the stage and plead your case. Come on the stage and plead your case. That's why I don't respect the red rings. Yeah, I don't. But I mean, think about KD. He kept running into Bron or somebody else. So sometimes you gotta. They say if you can't beat him, join him. I wouldn't do it, but he did it. Hey, more power to him. Y'all tripping to think Bron not the best, man. What can't Bron do? You need a score? Fine. Need a rebounder? Fine. You need somebody to chase down the fastest guy in the league and block his shot? Fine. Do you just think about his chase down blocks? Do you know how conscious and how intentional you have to be to do that? Like I don't remember anybody ever being a chase down block guy before Bron, or even during his time. Like who does that? Who most players now, they're gonna relax. If a ball is stolen, by the time you get in your head to go down there, a shot probably is up. Not Bron. He's gonna try to go and get that block. Think about Iguodala. He blocked that. Man, Bron is the GOAT, bro. No if and buts about it. Y'all hating. Go, go on it. Click on the link. Jarvis, you gonna lose, bro. You scared to come on stage. Cause you gonna lose. Bron is the GOAT. Jarvis, if you were starting a team today, would you pick Jordan or Bron? You would pick Bron, man. Because you don't have to have a lot of greatness around them. Odds are you're probably gonna get far. But with Jordan, bruh, you gotta have the perfect team. You gotta have people that's gonna play second. Like Pippen, he voluntarily played second. Because Jordan wasn't gonna do it. In Miami the first year, Bron played second to Wade. And then Wade was like, yo, bro, this is your team. You lead. And then they won two in a row. You didn't try. I don't want to hear that. Talking about he tried. You tried the link. You don't want to hear that, man. Let me see. This I haven't used this software before, but let's see. Let me regenerate another one. I'm gonna see if this one works. Okay, yeah, let me invite you on here. I don't even be on Facebook like that. Let's see. Mm, 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 mm. How do See that I gotta start back being on Facebook. So the link I just sent, does it work? Let's see this link. Talking about Jordan the GOAT. Man, you bugging. You bugging. Let me go back. Yo, Jarvis, that link still not working? Let me go back. Yo, Jarvis, that link still not working? That man know that link works. He just don't want to come on here and get embarrassed. It's cool though. It's cool. After 5 seasons, MJ points. Tony, he was playing against plumbers, bro. Jordan was playing against plumbers, man. He was playing against electricians and gardeners. Them folks had two jobs. They were tired. They worked at Amazon in the daytime, and they came and played against Jordan at 7:30. They were tired, bro. They didn't have no legs. They missed their lunch because Amazon, it was peak season. Them folks didn't have legs, man. They paid against, they didn't make the money back then that they make now. So they had to work other jobs and all of that. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear what Jordan did. Use the eye test. Use the eye test now. The stuff that Jordan did, everybody does that now. Those reverse layups, everybody does that. Jarvis, how do I add you on Facebook? Because I got to shut you up, man. You my guy, but I got to shut you up because you ridiculous. Tell me the link don't work. Yeah, I'm lucky, right? Matter of fact, can't you request to come on Facebook? Do you not have that option to request to come on? Or are you scared? You can't do that either, huh? I guess you can't. I guess you can't request to come on Facebook either. Yeah. Let me see. Man, y'all know Bron the best. I told you, if y'all talking about Jordan the best. That's just nostalgia talking. Y'all don't really think Jordan is the best player of all time. No. Y'all talk about the shots that he made. Y'all don't talk about the shots that he missed. Pull those up. Let's show some footage in the 80s. How about that? Brian Russell was guarding him in the finals. Brian Russell. That's his name? Brian Russell? Watch this right here. Watch this. What did Brian Russell play college basketball at? You don't know. What other teams besides Utah did Brian Russell play at? You don't know. Watch this. Could Brian Russell even dunk? You don't know. Nobody played above the rim. If you did play above the rim, you was like a Clyde Drexler. You was like the guy. Bron is not better than Kobe, but Kobe's better than Jordan. He just Kobe's the exact duplicate of Jordan with a better jump shot. So what are you saying? That kills me when y'all see that's what guys do. That's what y'all do. Y'all say Kobe's not better than Bron, but Kobe was better than Jordan. What did Jordan do that Kobe didn't do? You talk about the killer instinct that LeBron doesn't have. Okay, fine. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, he doesn't have that. He does, but let's just say he doesn't. Kobe had it. The turnaround, the fadeaway, Kobe had it. The finishes, Kobe had it. The championships, Kobe, he has those. He had a better outside shot, had a better three ball. Defensively, same as Jordan. So what are we doing here? What are we talking about? Stop. Stop. The man talking about the link don't work. Stop it. Man, so scared to come on here. You scared of the stage? Act like we're at Northside hooping. Man, scared of the stage. Jarvis, that yeah. You since I see you scared of the stage, I would say, okay, yeah, join your goat. Okay, thanks, Tony. Thank you. You know what's weird? Because if you look on YouTube and look at if you type in Jordan and Kobe identical plays, you see identical plays. You're like, whoa, like the same identical plays. Red, Red, don't come on my live with all that nonsense about Jordan. Don't do that, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that. Red, Bron, your goat. That's Kendrick Bradford, y'all. He played at Memphis too. He's the one that hit that half court shot against Charlotte. He says Bron is the GOAT. There you go, Red. Bron is the GOAT. I agree. Right, Jarvis. He studied that guy the same way Jordan studied Dr. J and Connie Hawkins. Per him. Per him. He studied those guys. When Dr. J used to do the cradle dunk, wasn't Jordan doing a cradle dunk? When Dr. J did the reverse one hand, wasn't Jordan doing that? He studied him. And you would say he exceeded Dr. J. That's what you would say. So I would say Kobe exceeded Mike because his jump shot was better. And it's not even close. yeah. Jordan was the GOAT at that time. I agree. In my opinion, Jordan was the GOAT at that time. Until this this gorilla came into the league at 6'9", 280. He won early too. He went to the finals early. It took Jordan it took Pippen getting over migraines for Jordan to get there. So what are we doing here, people? There's only one number 23. Yeah, LeBron. I agree. You have one number 23, which is Bron, and then you have the rest of everybody else. I remember listening to Oscar Robertson. He said Bron is in a league of his own. He's in a class of his own, rather. He didn't say league of his own. He said a class. No, he said he's in a class by himself. Oscar Robertson. Of course. Who could? He says that neither one of them could dribble. So Bron is the better dribbler, better ball handler than Jordan. He's the better assist guy than Jordan. He's a better rebounder than Jordan. He's a better defensive guy than Jordan. He's a better block shot guy than Jordan. Like he's shot blocker than Jordan. He's a better teammate than Jordan. Jordan all in practice hitting Steve Kerr in the eye or in the jaw. Like he in practice fighting. Come on, man. Tony, nah. Kobe, Kobe, what could Kobe was the spitting image of Jordan. Everything Jordan did, Kobe did. They the same player. They the same exact player. Again, Kobe just had a better jump shot than your GOAT, not my GOAT. I'm not delusional. Bron is the best. He's the GOAT. I don't like when people I care about are delusional. Like I know we all getting old. Like Jarvis, I don't like to see you like this, bro. Like mentally you losing it. Tony, you losing it. Like I don't like to see y'all like this. Like y'all clearly mentally losing it. Let me see what Red said. Okay, yeah. So I do have that killer instinct, but imagine if I had Bron's talent. Oh my God, Bron is the GOAT. But y'all say Bron don't have that killer instinct. Man, Bron does have it. Like, do y'all think shooting the ball at the end of the game is called the killer instinct? No, that doesn't make you have the killer instinct. You want to win. You want to do anything to win. That's a killer instinct. And that's Bron. And y'all talk about, okay, well, Bron passed the ball at the end of the game. Okay, Jordan passed the ball to Steve Kerr at the end of the game. Kerr just happened to make the shot. So Jordan made the right play on the bench. If you look at the little documentary or whatever, Kerr told Jordan, if you pass it, I'll be ready. Jordan said, okay. And what did Jordan do? He passed the ball to him and he made the shot. Bron, he does things like that. He passed the ball, but unfortunately, sometimes Kyrie made the shot. Look what happened. Kyrie made the shot. He said, okay, you handle that. He made the shot. You can't put Bron making the right play and somebody missing a shot on Bron. Don't do that. Let me read your post, y'all. Let me read your post, Jarvis. 4 rings to 6 sounds different to me, and even your ghost says MJ is the best. Bron never said Jordan was the best. Stop it. Bron said he's the best himself. And you can't say it's about rings because, okay, Robert Ory is better than Jordan. Robert Ory has 7 rings. He's better than Jordan. You said 4 is better than 6. Okay, fine. 7 is better than 6. You see how ridiculous I sound by saying Robert Ory is better than Jordan because of his rings. So let's not use rings. Let's not do that. That's what we're not going to do that. Got it. Let's see how can I go on. Hey, see if I tried to send out a link, but they said that link doesn't work. I think they just scared to come on here. See if that link works for you, Gotti. I just sent the link on there. They say the link don't work, but I don't know. I think they just scared to come on. And Frank, you use Facebook. How can I add you to this live? Can't you like request to come on or something like that? And I can click a button perhaps? I don't really be on Facebook like that. I don't really be on Facebook like that, so I don't know. Man, talking about Jordan. Man. We comparing MJ and LB. Yeah, we can compare MJ and LB. It's no comparison. If you were to swap eras, let's say you were to put LeBron back in that day when you couldn't show a crowd, like once you get past your defender, only person was left was the big man, which was a Patrick Ewing, Alonzo Mourning, Dikembe Mutombo, Bradley maybe, whatever big men they had back then. You were going to, if you had any athletic ability, you were going to get past the initial guy easily. And you had nobody in the lane until you got to the rim. Now you can play zone. You got to get past your initial guy, then a second wave of defense, and at some point you get to the rim. Like you can show a crowd. That's hard. It's hard to get to the rim now. And now guys are so athletic that you allowed to carry the ball now. Like the crossover that AI was doing that they stole from me. Like that had Jordan rattled. Like AI did the crossover, he went that way, and Jordan went that way, and he crossed them. Imagine Jordan guarding guys now. Imagine Jordan guarding Kyrie. So I knew it worked. Hold on, let me add this to the scene.
You know Hey.
Let's see. Look at
He
Casio.
go.
Look at Casio.
I can't hear you though. Hold on.
Hold on.
How do I make it out?
Where them
He
folks at,
go.
man? Where them folks at? What the
What's
Casio,
up,
what's up, man?
baby?
Where y'all at, man? At the gas station? Look at Casio. Can y'all hear me?
Uh,
Can y'all hear me?
yeah, we good.
Oh, okay. Where y'all coming from? Hanging out.
I want to eat right now.
Oh, okay. Okay. Look, one thing about Casio, he gonna eat. One thing about
Hey, I'm
Casio, he gonna
good.
eat. He gonna eat. One thing about
Hey, G Go, I got another page. I'm gonna send you a request off my other page. They took both my other pages, man.
Oh wow. Yeah, send me that link over there.
Hey, man. Hey, you see, need to holler at you though. You owe me. You owe me. I just been a guy. I ain't say it on here. But I'm
Okay.
gonna call you.
Okay, I got you. I got you. Send it to me.
How you been though, man? You been alright?
I've been great, man. Just riding horses and hanging out. That's all. You know me. Same old,
I
same
see
old.
you got your boots on the ground, cowboy hat on.
Yep, 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 yep. What's up, boy?
Where them fans at?
What do you say?
Where them fans at?
Where the fans at? Yeah,
Everybody said,
I
where the
don't do the
fans
line
at,
dance
man?
now. The
Where the
fans,
fans?
no, I don't know how to do all that. When I go to the trail rides, they have plenty of them though. They have plenty of the trail rides.
No, I'm on his ass though. What's I get some tires on my bitch? What's I get some tires on my bitch?
Jarvis, stop Trey. You don't want to come on, bro. The link works. Gotti just use the link, so the link works. You just scared to come on. Gotti, they was talking about
Yeah,
the
bro.
link
I
don't
just want
work.
to come and show your podcast and love, bro.
Yeah, yeah. I appreciate it, bro. Holla at me, Gotti.
Love, bro.
All right, love. Let me see. Hey, Jarvis. Jarvis don't want to come on. Jarvis, you scared to come on? Jarvis, you scared to come on? Man, scared to come on the live, bro. Yeah. I got you with the cross twice. Twice. That was my move, man. Doing that crossover, that was definitely my move. That was. I remember talking to AI one time after a Grizzly game when he played for the Grizzlies, and we was talking about that the crossover movie. He told me where he got it from, and I remember playing against that guy. I forgot his name, but I played against that guy in AAU, and he went back up north and did the crossover. Next thing I know, AI was doing it. Yep. Come on, Shirley, don't start talking about Jordan the GOAT. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Red, this era, man. What's up, boy? Give me five. You got cars. Yeah. Let me see. Let me see. What would I do in this era? Nothing. Nothing. Try to be on LeBron team so I can at least have an opportunity to go to the championship. Because with LeBron, you odds are you're going. He spent almost half his career in the finals. That's crazy. He spent almost half his career in the finals. That's a winner, bro. While Jordan was getting thumped in the 80s by people that couldn't even dunk. Let me see. He said, I knew she was gonna say something like that. How old Ant Man? 18? He a young guy. He got fresh legs. I mean, he caught Bron at the right time. He caught him when he an old man. He LeBron is like 40, 22 years. He caught him at the right time. He caught him at the right time. You got to catch him. Just like everybody was thumping Jordan when he played for the Wizards. They couldn't wait for the Wizards to come in town. Man, that was giving it to Jordan. Jordan was looking so old out there. And that was only year 15, right? And we're talking about year 22. He 23, so Ant-Man is on the 23. Come on, man. When I think Bron was in the finals by 23, wasn't he? If I'm not mistaken, Bron went to the finals by the time he got to 23. So Ant-Man got to do something. Come on. Shirley, you a hater. You know Bron is the best ever. I'm shocked at Red. Red, you know the game. You know the game. You just talking about Jordan because how he made you feel. That's all. He just made you feel like you wanted to be like Jordan. That's because nobody else could dunk back then. Maybe Clyde Drexler can dunk. Who else could dunk? Hornacek wasn't dunking. Mark Price wasn't dunking. Muggsy Bowles was going between people's legs. Like again, Muggsy Bowles played in Jordan era. A 5-3 player played in Jordan era. No, no, let me rephrase that. A 5-3 player started in Jordan era. Can you imagine Muggsy Bogues playing in this era? Guarding Kyrie, D Rose, Russell Westbrook, Curry. Who he gonna guard? Who he gonna shoot over? Come on, man. A 5-3 point guard played during Jordan era and started. I told y'all Jordan played against people that worked at Amazon by day and played against him at night. They ain't had no legs. They were tired. They had to get up and work in the morning.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I knew it. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, yeah. I knew it worked. I knew
Yeah.
it worked. Come on stage.
Can you hear me?
Uh, clearly, clearly. You
Man,
know
hey
what?
D,
Yo,
you always been different. You know that, right?
okay, I hear you.
I ain't talking about in a bad way. I'm talking about
I
in a
hear
good
you.
way.
Yeah. Uh
You ain't good this time, dog.
huh.
Then D, Mr. Golden,
Yeah.
you are well respected in Memphis, man.
Uh huh.
But right now you done lost your damn mind. Come on, man, you gotta be crazy, man. What make you think M even LeBron have even said that MJ was the best? Yeah, he said it later that he was, but he had been said MJ was the best.
Other than him, possibly
What weakness does MJ have? And
rebounding.
who?
You rebounding. He can't play second.
Come on,
Uh,
man. Second, because he's a dog. He don't have to play second.
I get that. I get that. But
He had no
sometimes,
weaknesses, D. He didn't have none. LeBron has weaknesses.
what's LeBron weaknesses?
He don't know how to finish. He don't have that dog in him. He don't. Everybody sees it.
He doesn't know how to finish. What? How describe finish? What do you mean finish? Finish the game or finish at the rim? What do you
When the
mean finish?
game is on the line, he don't want it.
So he doesn't have a bunch of game winners, a bunch of go ahead shots. That's what you're saying to me.
It don't compare to who you're trying to compare it to, which is MJ. MJ
Does he
didn't have
not
no
have? Does
weaknesses,
he not
man.
have
The
way more
only
game
thing I
winners than
respect about
Jordan?
LeBron is what he do off the court with his wife, with school, and things of that nature. Man, you got to go MJ, Kobe, LeBron, then it carry on.
So if was Kobe and Jordan the same player?
Kobe mimicked Jordan. He mimicked the GOAT.
Who jump shot was the best? Was better, Kobe or Jordan?
It was about the same. See,
No,
people forget MJ was finishing and his career shooting threes. He
no.
didn't have
Jordan
to go. He
wasn't.
didn't have to shoot
Jordan wasn't a
threes.
three.
He was
Jordan
a
was never a
finisher.
3-point shooter. When he made them 6 threes, guess what he did? He couldn't believe it,
And I
and
guarantee
we
you,
couldn't
LeBron
either,
came
and we
in with a
couldn't
jump
either.
shot. He did not have a jump shot when he came in.
He never had a three.
I'm talking about your boy, LeBron. He did not have a jump shot coming in the league.
He didn't. Most players didn't.
He
Most players
developed it.
don't because
Man,
they get to the hole so easily. But who does he have a three now?
yeah, you gonna develop it over time.
Just like Jordan, right?
Yeah,
But Jordan
man,
never had a
Jordan,
three. Jordan
he
never
didn't
had
have
a
no
three.
weaknesses on the basketball floor. I'm talking about a basketball player. MJ was the perfect basketball. Listen to what I'm saying. Hold up before you answer it. He didn't have no weaknesses, man. He had big hands, which requires in basketball. He had outstanding jumping abilities. He had court awareness. He had defense. He didn't have a weakness. Then when you add dog into that, dude, there's no comparison, man. He
So if you
never stacked teams. Rodman, the only one you could say came in. Horace Grant was drafted. Scottie Pippen was drafted. He LeBron went and recruited people. Hey man, we're gonna go fishing, but after we go fishing, we're gonna hook up and go to Miami. And then by the way, we're gonna pick up Ray Allen. Come on, man. The only championship I respect when he won that one in Cleveland when he went back. But you also got to grant this. Kyrie Irving hit that big shot to beat Golden State, not LeBron. I know this game now, D. You know this, man. I've been, man. I watch you at JUCO. I've been knowing this game for a long time, man. Nobody can compare. Now, LeBron, he is great. He have changed the game. That size, Karl Malone size, who can bring it up the floor. He's a monster, but he don't have that dog in him. That what separates. People don't understand that. He didn't have that. He don't have the dog in him. Look at this series he just did. Yeah, he's 40 years old, and that's another thing I respect about him. I do respect that about him, the longevity that he has. But as far as the game of basketball, MJ didn't have a weakness, man. He won everything: defense, player, championships, all of these things. Now you said about Robert Horry. Yeah, he got 7 rings, but he didn't check all the boxes though. Just like Bill Russell got 11, but he didn't check all the boxes. Bill Russell couldn't shoot, he couldn't dribble. He had weaknesses. Horace Grant couldn't really dribble. Robert Horry, he couldn't dribble. He could shoot well, but MJ didn't have no weaknesses as far as the game of basketball. And you should know this. I'm surprised at you, man. You actually teach, and you try to tell me get you kind of fair. LeBron with MJ, there's no comparison, man. Even your goats, the pennies, the ones that's played this game have said, no, man, it's MJ. It's MJ, man. And I can't believe you can't live with that. But you always wanted to be different, man. No, man, I want to wear Reebok. Everybody wearing Nike, D. I want to wear Reebok. Now I know you dying to talk. Go ahead, man. I'm listening.
I'm just
Here
trying
we
to.
go. Here we
I'm just.
go.
I was in my head. I was saying a prayer for you because I didn't know it was this bad.
Man, stop.
Uh, amen, amen. Um, no, I didn't know it was as bad. Like I didn't. I know we aging, but um,
Man, look at your face.
yeah.
You greater than me.
I'm saying I said we're aging, but you aging mentally. Obviously, I'm all there mentally. It's going here to me. It's going there to you. So for starters,
Here
we
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 go.
can't use championships, right? That wouldn't make sense because it'd be Russell or Ori. We can't use that.
No, we talking about the game
You
of
said he's the most
basketball.
he's more complete. He had no weaknesses. What does he do? He does what better than Bron?
Win.
Absolutely not. You
What?
said he wins better than in the '80s. I don't know if you know. Jordan played in the '80s. Were you aware of that?
I watched MJ since he got to Carolina, man.
Okay, so did he win in the '80s?
No, Detroit.
Okay, or Boston, or LA, or the
Yeah, look
Lakers.
at their team.
Okay, hold on. You said
But he never win a stat.
so.
He
Is it
never
about
stacked
team?
team.
So you want to talk about team, or you want to talk about winning? You said he's a better winner.
Yes.
That's nonsense. Okay,
How many championships LeBron lost in championship?
so we're
Huh?
talking about championships, right?
How many LeBron lost against Dallas? Who else?
He may have,
Golden
he may have
State.
lost 6 championships and won 4. I think he went to 10 or 11. Let's just say 10.
But
So
he
let's
won
say he lost
4.
6 and
Come
won
on,
4.
man. MJ never lost in championship,
He only made it to 6.
and he
Like
won all of
he
them.
was getting swept. Okay,
He
okay,
he
okay.
won all of them.
All right, okay.
Did
So let me ask you as a player. Let me ask you as a player. Let's say you only played 3 years in the NBA. You only played 3 years. Hold on. Let's use me and you. Let's say me and you played 3 years in the NBA. You played 3 years for Chicago. I played 3 years for LA. I went to the championship all 3 straight times. I lost 3 straight times. You didn't even make the playoffs 3 straight times. Who had a better career?
if you was the starting point guard going to those finals, you had.
If everything the same, we both starting point guards. You played 3 years for Chicago. I played 3 years in LA. I went to 3 straight finals, but lost 3 straight finals. You didn't even make the playoffs. Your
You
3
might had a
years.
better team than me.
Who had the better career? Do you want to talk about winning? You want to talk about teams? You want to talk about championships? You can't stop moving the goalpost, sir.
No, I'm
You
not.
said winning. You said he's a better winner. Did you not?
Yes.
Okay. In that scenario between you and I didn't mention team. I mentioned what happened. I mentioned results.
Individual.
I mentioned results. Now the team gets there, right? Oh,
Okay.
it's not tennis. So on paper, if somebody would say, "Hey, who had the better career, D. Golden or Jarvis?" He went to 3 straight. He never made the playoffs. Who would they say? Keep it real.
You.
Okay.
You.
Okay. But did I win a championship?
No.
So you saying me making it counts for something?
Yes.
Okay. And you saying you not making it also counts for something?
I might have been. I might have been a bad team.
That's a yes or no.
Yeah,
It
I
means
might have
something.
been with a bad team.
So Charles Barkley not winning the championship, that means something, right?
No, to me,
They use it
that still
against him
don't
all the
diminish
time. You know
his
that.
talent.
You see inside the NBA. That's one thing Shaq always brings up religiously. I
Yeah.
got 4, you have 0. And Barkley said that affects him. He wish he would have won it.
Yeah.
He didn't.
But who beat him?
Jordan beat him.
Uh-huh.
Who did he have? Dan
Who beat
Marley
Magic?
in the 80s.
Who beat Magic in the finals?
Oh, when he was done, when he was sick,
Who beat Magic in the finals?
Jordan beat him in the
Come on, man.
finals.
The delusional side of you coming in.
He played it. He played in the 80s too. Jarvis. He played in the
Who
80s
beat
too.
Magic in the finals?
Who beat Jordan in the 80s? Everybody.
Detroit.
They say nobody ate when Jordan.
He could leave.
Everybody
He could
ate.
leave Detroit. He could beat
Isaiah
Detroit.
ate. Magic ate. Bird ate. Everybody ate on Jordan watch.
So let me ask you this question.
Okay, so let me ask you this. So what if Bron would it have been better if Bron only made it to 4 championships and won 4 instead of making it 6? That's how y'all talk. Y'all penalize him for making it, but y'all don't penalize Jordan for getting his ass thumped. Swept.
LeBron was getting his ass stumped in
In the
Cleveland. That's why he
finals.
left and stacked teams to Miami to win championships. That's why I don't respect this championship.
That's what they
The
do in
only
that
one I
era.
respect is the one he had in Cleveland when he
No,
went
you
back
can't.
with Kyrie.
Back in the day, you cannot.
That little bubble
You
stuff,
had no
that
control
don't even
when
count.
Jordan played. They had no control when Jordan played. The owners ran everything. The managers made you go here, there, there. You couldn't control your own destiny like they can now. They control their own destiny now. You can't fault Jordan
He
for being
went with a stacked
Bron for being a
team.
boss.
He went with a stacked team.
Is that a guarantee they're gonna win?
They've dominated the East.
No, they lost. They lost in the finals that first year, right?
Against who? Dallas?
Yeah, no.
I'm
I
talking
think
about
it
they
was San Antonio,
dominated the
maybe.
East. LeBron couldn't get out the East when he was with Cleveland.
Bron always dominated the East. That's why y'all say it's weak. Whenever he does something, y'all have something opposite to say. The East was weak. Okay.
LeBron struggled with Cleveland when he couldn't get out the East. So he went and stacked teams to get to a finals to lose against Dallas.
Did
Come on,
Boston
man.
stack the team first?
All them teams that you saying, they got in drafts.
No, not
Robert
Boston.
Parrish,
Not Boston.
McHale,
Not
Bird,
Boston.
all them folks
No.
was drafted.
Not the Jordan era. Not the Jordan era. I'm talking about Paul Pierce. They drafted Paul Pierce. What about Garnett? What about Ray Allen?
They chose to come there.
Okay. Boss chose
LeBron
to go
left
there.
and went to Miami. Did nobody join him?
But it's a stacked team regardless. The
Man,
Boston
LeBron,
had
dude.
4 Hall of Famers in
Man,
the East.
LeBron only gets respect from me when he won in Cleveland. He had to go get Anthony Davis to win in LA. He had to go stack teams with Bosh and Wade, and then they picked up Ray Allen.
So nobody wants to play in Cleveland. Cleveland is not a destination where people want to go. So you want LeBron to stay in Cleveland for 22 years, not have another
MJ did.
superstar.
MJ stayed there in Chicago and got his butt kicked till he started winning.
He didn't have what option did he have? You couldn't force a trade back then. They
He
wasn't
could have
doing that.
left. He the one that signed them extensions.
You know what? I saw Gil say that Jordan wanted Bird at one point. I'm gonna look that up. I know you know what I'm talking about. Gilbert Arenas said it's something floating.
I don't believe that. At first he was like LeBron. Now he's
I'm gonna try
saying
to find it.
MJ.
I'm gonna try to find it. He came to his senses probably. Like at some point you're gonna come to your senses. You gonna come? I pray.
I'm never gonna come to my senses. I'm a die. Even your boy Wade, who played with LeBron, has said MJ is the
What
GOAT.
way you from?
He's from Chicago.
Okay, okay,
But
okay.
your people that you respect,
Subjective.
such
He's
as
subjective.
such as such as Magic Johnson, such as whoever else you thought was great in the NBA, have said MJ was the GOAT. Who have said LeBron is the GOAT other than
Plenty,
older
plenty
than
of
old
people,
Oscar Robertson? Who
plenty
else?
of people.
Who? Name them. I don't know nobody said it.
You don't know anybody that said Bron is a goat.
Everybody I've
Garnett,
kept, everybody I've
Garnett,
heard that they
Paul
interview.
Pierce, huh?
No, they didn't say that MJ. He said
You want
MJ.
to make a bet
Paul
that
Pierce
Garnett?
said
You want to
MJ.
make a bet? You want to make a what? We can wager.
I see they podcast.
I'm
I
not going.
look
I'm
at
not
it.
going. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say what I didn't see or hear. I I wouldn't just throw his
No, they
name out
said
there.
because he's playing that long and
Oh,
longevity, man, they got
now
to
it's the
make him
reason.
go.
Okay, regardless of the reason, he's the goat. So Jarvis, you starting the team. You're an NBA franchise. You
Yeah.
will pick. You will start the team with Jordan instead of LeBron.
Yes, I will.
Do you know that you can only play Jordan at one position, so you got to pick perfectly the other four spots?
Do you not know MJ has won on every level? Everyone. High school, college, NBA. He dominated.
How many
Can you
years he played in
imagine
college?
MJ's
How many years he
numbers
played in
if he would have
college?
came out of high school like LeBron did?
How many years he played in college?
3.
Okay, the first year he was a freshman, right, when he won, right?
Yeah.
Worthy and Sam Perkins were the guys on their team, correct?
Who won? Who made the winning shot?
Worthy and Perkins were the two guys on their team,
Who
correct?
made the winning shot, Dietrich?
Did I not ask you first?
Yes, they was on the team,
Okay,
but
now
who
let me answer
made
your
that winning
question. Now
shot
let me answer
against
your
Georgetown?
question. Let me answer your question. Jordan made that one shot.
Oh my God, it's one shot made a win. Oh Jesus, you can't get a break.
Jordan made that one shot. I'm happy that he made that one shot.
And that what put his
Who got
name on
them?
the map.
Okay, now Worthy left. Worthy left that year. What did Jordan do the next 2 years?
They didn't do nothing else. They ain't win no more. They was getting put out
Oh,
the
but what?
what's the name?
So are you saying possibly they won because Worthy?
No, the
Okay,
team
so
that they
when Worthy
played
left,
on.
what did they do? What did Jordan Carolina team do
The
when
point
when
I'm
Worthy
trying
left?
to make, MJ has won on every level.
Let's stay focused, okay? Let's stay focused.
You
Let's stay
study trying to
focused.
bring in players because you need players to win. You study trying to bring in players to try
When
to justify MJ winning. He
okay,
won on
in,
every level.
okay, Jordan won. He won as a freshman, as a freshman because he wasn't the guy. When he became the guy, they lost, and then he left after his junior year, and then he was a rookie in Chicago. They lost.
He
They
got
lost.
rookie of the
They
year,
lost. They lost. They
Thor
lost.
champion,
They lost.
all of
They
that.
lost. And they finally got over the hump when Magic was old and Detroit was old and Boston and Bird back was gone and they finally let them win.
The only somebody
Finally.
said that LeBron was the GOAT is Isaiah because it's hate there. You know Isaiah hate Jordan. You know he do.
So it's not that I agree with that. He does hate Jordan, but I mean that doesn't mean he's lying. That
Huh?
doesn't mean he doesn't believe that.
Everybody else disagrees with him, so he
Okay,
got to be
let's go
telling
back.
some
Let's
kind
go
of
back.
lie.
Let's go back to what I said.
Okay,
Stay with me. Let's stay focused. You starting a team. You said you would start with Jordan over Bron, right?
man, I would put Jordan and Shaq over LeBron
Hold on. Now,
because it's dominance.
but you got to have a guard in the playoffs. A big man has to have a guard in the playoffs. In the regular season, yeah,
Hold on, let me ask you this: you talking about drafting in their prime, in both primes, right?
we can go. We can go there, right?
I'm going with MJ all day. In his prime, come on, man.
He didn't know how to play then.
No, I'm talking in his
Oh, his
prime. He
prime.
did.
Okay. So when would you say his prime is in the championship? When is his prime? What year would
Well,
you say his
you
prime?
name it because he won 3, stopped played baseball, and came back and won 3 more. That's
What year would
something
you say?
MJ. That's something LeBron will never do. Never.
Back
I don't care how
then,
many teams he
I
stacked
would.
with.
Yeah, because he can't play against plumbers and electricians and some of them people were cashiers at Walmart.
Ron
Like back.
Harper had bad knees.
Yeah.
Cartwright he sucked. Steve Kerr and what's his name, the other guard, they couldn't do nothing but shoot.
Paxson.
So you
Craig Hodges.
only
Craig
big
Hodges was a
things you
shooter.
had was Pippen and Horace Grant. That's it.
No, you
And they
had
was
Craig.
drafted into Chicago.
You said he on the players he had with him. What about Craig Hodges? He won three straight 3-point
Craig
shootouts.
Hodges didn't hardly get no minutes. Come on, D.
He
You
did
know
get
better than
minutes.
that.
Craig Hodges did
He
get
didn't get
minutes
a lot of
during the
minutes. He
Paxton
won
era. He
3-point
did.
shootout, but he didn't get a lot of minutes.
He didn't get a lot of minutes, but he was a shooter when he got in, so you couldn't leave him.
Okay.
He had a lot of spot up shooters. Jordan had help. Okay, let me ask you this. Hold on, just stay with me. When you first got on, I let you talk for a long time. I was just quiet, so hear me out.
Okay.
You talk about Jordan winning in Carolina. That's because of one person, not one person, but Roy was the main catalyst on that team. He left. Jordan didn't win.
Okay.
Loser. Chicago. Pippen was there. You want to say, okay, well, they was winning because of Jordan.
No,
Okay.
he wasn't winning before Pippen got there. And when Pippen got
Jordan?
there, they still were losing.
Who?
MJ, MJ came in before Pippen.
Right.
Pippen came in 87.
Right. So until Pippen came up on his own, he started getting good. That's when they started winning. When Pippen turned the corner, the Bulls turned the corner. But my point is, when Jordan retired, when Bron leaves any team, what do? Now, when what did Chicago do when Jordan retired?
Cleveland sucking right now, right?
Who? No.
Cleveland.
I said when he left. The next year he left, what happened? Okay, then you ain't got to mention it. We know what it is.
Chicago ain't won nothing since MJ left.
Hold on. I asked you when Jordan retired, how did Chicago do that next year? That following year,
they
were one game away from the finals. They only lost 6 less games. When Pippen was the MVP candidate, yeah. No. They was in the East Conference Finals.
I was talking about NBA Finals.
That's what I'm talking about.
No, they didn't. Ain't no one game from the NBA Finals. They didn't come out the East.
I know that because that's why I say they lost in Game 7 to New York Knicks.
And New York ended up playing Houston for the championship.
In the finals, correct. Without Jordan. They almost went right back to the finals without Jordan. That was one game away.
What's your point, dude?
Pippen was the guy. Take Pippen off that team.
Stop, man. Come on, man. Pippen exposed himself when he went to Portland.
In 91,
he didn't do nothing. Pippen was still in his prime when he went to Portland. He didn't do nothing with a stacked team with Rasheed Wallace, Steve. I forgot his name. That was my boy. Who else? Bonzi Wells. He was stacked. LA beat him.
In 91 against the Lakers, Jordan started off guarding Magic Johnson, correct?
Phil pulled him off him.
I just asked you a question.
Yes, Phil Jackson pulled him off
MJ. You don't like answering questions, Jarvis?
I said yes.
Okay,
Phil Jackson pulled
I'm gonna ask you what you answered, then I'm gonna come back and ask my question. Who pulled him off of him?
Phil Jackson.
Okay, so since you wanted to answer that, I just asked you that. So now let me let you answer something else. Who started off guarding Magic?
MJ.
Okay. Was Magic giving it to Jordan?
No. MJ got in foul trouble. That's why he got him off.
From guarding who?
From guarding Magic.
Okay. He was too little, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So they put who on Magic?
They put Scotty. He's 6'7" with long arms.
And his series turned instantly. Wrong or right?
And forgot Magic got hurt too in that series too. You know that, right? With a hamstring.
The series turned drastically. Wrong or right? What?
Yes.
When they interviewed Magic today, what does he say about that change, putting Pippen on him? He said he had trouble, correct?
But D, you can't. That's coaching, man.
He said he had trouble, right?
That's coaching. You can't blame MJ for that.
You don't like answering questions, huh?
I just answered it. That's coaching.
Did Magic say he had trouble when Pippen guarded him?
Of course, man. MJ.
Okay,
I mean,
it's
Scotty
just a
bigger
simple
than
answer,
Pippen.
Jarvis. I'm not the bad guy.
I mean, Scotty
here.
bigger than MJ.
I'm not the bad guy. It's just an answer. I just want to know, did he have problems? Magic said he had problems. That's all.
Come on, Black Cowboy. Here we go.
He had problems.
You don't move to Texas, man, and you done lost your mind.
He had problems. I'm just a realist. I like Jordan. Jordan is one of the greatest of all times. He's not a LeBron.
No, he is the greatest of all time.
Okay, so if you started with, you said Jordan or Shaq,
Okay.
If you started with Shaq, you got to have at least two other guys with him that can play. And Shaq can only play one position. So you got to pick damn that perfectly to fit those pieces. With Jordan, he can only play one position. So you got to pick perfectly to surround him. With Bron, let's say it didn't draft or whoever, you get a great two guard. You say, okay, you know what? I can play Bron at the one or the three or the four. Okay, I got a great point guard. Okay, I can play LeBron at the two or three. Like you can mix and match with dude. Like he that great. Okay, I ain't dude. Hold on. Wait, hold what you got. Now, let's say let's say you never saw the game of basketball, but they just told you about this guy that was in the league. You come from overseas and you watching the NBA game and you see a guy out there dominating, and you say, damn, he leading both, not just his team, but his teams in scoring and rebounds and assists and rebounds and blocks. Would that be fascinating to you?
Would that be saying that's just like you saying?
You don't like answering questions. He don't like answering
Oh,
questions.
yeah, it'd be fascinating. But listen to this, D.
Mm-hmm.
You just described Magic Johnson. That's what you just described.
So
If you're
she,
gonna compare anybody with LeBron, would be Magic
so
because Magic can play all positions.
and I don't know if you heard it before I got on, but I was like, I might even put Magic before Jordan.
Oh man, this man done lost his mind, man. I know you done lost his mind.
What did you say it's about winning? Do you use winning?
Well, we talking about comparison. If you're gonna compare anybody, would be Magic with LeBron. When I'm talking about the GOAT, meaning that he dominated the game of basketball.
For six
LeBron
years.
do
For
not
six out of
dominate
15
the
years.
game of basketball.
For 6 out of 15 years.
What?
No, you saying he dominated. I'm saying he dominated six out of
No, he
15 years.
dominated the whole game with his whole career, except Washington because he got old. He dominated. Could nobody guard him?
So not
And
making the
even if he
playoffs.
if he played today, even the guys that you're naming, they're telling you that MJ would average 50 easy right now.
He wouldn't average 50. See, here's what people just say that without thinking the game of basketball. Let me. Okay, so let's say
But your
we at
greats have
Northside.
said it.
Let's say me and you at Northside, right? Would you
Uh-huh.
rather Hornets at guard you or some two guard from the day who jumped out the gym guarding you? Who would you rather? Who would you rather guard against you?
Name somebody in this league today can stay in front or guard MJ with the wisdom that he has, with the jumping ability that he had. He had no weaknesses. That means that certain parts of his game, you don't have to give it to him. He
Would you
gonna take it anyway because he didn't have no weakness, D.
would
He
you
didn't.
rather Jeff Hornacek guard you or Paul George guard you?
Paul George would get burnt
You
because
don't like
MJ
answering
was
questions, do
quick,
you?
man.
You
I'm
don't like
talking
answering
about
questions, do you?
prime MJ.
I'm
Paul George was too slow to
okay.
stay in front of him.
Okay. Let's leave MJ alone. I'm just talking about you at Northside. It's an open gym. Jeff Hornacek comes in the gym, and Paul George comes in the gym. Who would you think you would get off on, Jeff Hornacek or Paul George?
I know what you're trying to say.
I'm just
Of
I'm just
course, Jeff.
Jeff Hornacek. Why?
What you saying is MJ didn't play with no competition. That's what you saying.
You said that. You actually that she about Jeff
You saying
Hornacek.
that.
She about Jeff Hornacek and Paul George.
You
That's the
saying that, D?
answer.
That's exactly what
Jeff
you're
Horn-
telling me.
Did Jeff Hornacek wear a knee brace? Hey,
D,
I
man,
got a
this
question.
man
Hold
here to
on,
shout out.
Jeff.
You
Hold
are
on.
not
Hold
making no
on.
sense.
Have
You
you
mean
ever
to tell me
Jarvis?
even the greats
Jarvis.
that played this game, who have played this game, have said with the talent that's out there now, MJ would average 50. I don't care who you put in front of him,
Okay,
including LeBron.
back then when you can play when it was a legal defense, you couldn't camp out in the
Back
lane.
then, you can
What
hand
would
check.
Bron
That
do?
means you can guide
What
the
would
player
Bron
wherever
do?
you wanted to
What
go.
would Bron do?
You can't do that now.
What would Bron do?
And what? Back
Back in the
then,
day, what would
he
Bron
would
do?
definitely be flopping like he do now.
What would Bron do? No, everybody flops now. That they do that. You flop now. That's how you get calls now. Everybody
D.
does that.
LeBron would be good, but not as He probably would be he
Yep,
would
Jeff
be an all
Hornacek.
star
Jeff Hornacek
because
would.
he
You know
bring
what?
what he
Yeah,
brings to the game. He would be an all star.
Brian, All Star. Wow. So he
No,
wouldn't be.
LeBron would be an all star if he played back then. He would because he can dribble, shoot, pass. He brings a lot to the game. But that don't mean that he gonna dominate that game because if you go down with them Oakleys,
Who is your team? Who is your team? Now, who is
when
your in
now,
today's team? Today's game. Who is your?
I just really watch it.
Yeah, I
You
knew
know, I'm
it. I
from
knew it.
Memphis, so I like
The
the
last time you
Grizzlies.
had a team, who was your team?
MJ,
So you hadn't had a team since Washington Wizards. Watch this. Watch this. Oh, it's up with Chicago.
I watched Washington because MJ was playing. Who is your team, D?
Now I'm still on you and your team right now. Hold on. Why Washington wasn't your
Man, shut up, man. I know what you talking about, D, man. You full of it, man.
Jarvis? You a Jordan fan, right?
Yeah.
So, but Washington.
It's so crazy, man.
So you hadn't had a team since '98. That's what you're saying.
I watch basketball now, man. And to
I'm
be
saying,
honest,
but
man, I fall asleep on it because it's too many
in
three-point
'98
shoots.
was Chicago your team?
Yeah, I can say that.
Don't do
I
that.
really
Don't try to
wanted
act
them
like
to
you know where
win.
I'm going. Don't do that. Don't try. You real smart. He said, yeah. Don't do that. Don't go ahead of
No,
me.
because I like MJ.
So in '98, Jordan was your team. I mean, Chicago was your team because
I
of
wanted
MJ,
them to
right?
win. I
Huh?
wanted them to win.
Because of who?
MJ, that's my guy.
So Chicago was your team in '98 because Jordan was on that team and you wanted them to win because of MJ. That was your guy.
That's my guy.
Okay. Now, fast forward 2 years. The year is 2000. Jordan comes back in the league. Washington is now your team, correct? Or no?
No,
Because Jordan playing.
I followed
I'm trying to
MJ.
go with your logic. I'm trying to go with your logic.
I followed MJ.
So Washington became your team, or no?
So wherever LeBron went, that was your team, right? That's what you're saying.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, yeah. Like
That's what
even
you're
now,
asking
I
me.
I could easily be like you. Well, now Washington Jordan was old. His heyday was nah. I still want them to win. I ain't gonna be like you. I ain't gonna try to say he's just my team
No,
or
I
that's my team
followed
when he's in
MJ,
his
man.
prime when they got a chance to win. I'm not gonna do that. That ain't fair.
I respect LeBron because he has stayed in shape. Man, the stuff that he do now is a miracle. To be his age and still doing the things that he doing, but that don't make him my GOAT. That don't make him my GOAT.
You just like the way Jordan made you feel when you watched him play.
No,
Now
I like the
everybody does
way
it.
MJ dominated the heart, the dog in him. He took it away from people that thought they was great, such as the
Hornacek,
Ewings, the Charles Barkley, the
Brian
Pat
Russell,
Ewing, whoever he faced, he
Brian
dogged
Russell,
them.
like Brian Russell. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever
This nigga
seen
here, so you
like
think he's so slick?
nowadays,
That nigga think he's. That nigga said Brian Russell. Let me
yeah,
ask you a question. That
yeah.
nigga think he's so slick.
So everybody plays above the rim nowadays, correct? They jumping over cars, they jumping over 5 people out to go, they just jumping.
Okay.
So have you ever seen Jeff Hornacek dunk a basketball?
Why are you steady bringing up this white boy from Utah, man? Are you
They
serious?
they
If
how
they
many
played
did they
against
win the
other
championship
guys,
against Utah twice? Or was it 3
huh?
times? How many times Utah make it?
Twice, Seattle twice. Uh,
No,
why don't you
I
throw
don't
in
think
Clyde
Seattle was
Drexler
twice.
when they said
It was the
he was
Lakers.
gonna dominate MJ? They wanted to pair the best two guards. MJ
So
dominated that series, man,
so Brian
in that
Russell,
championship.
who guarded Jordan?
Clyde,
Okay, that
the
was
one
against
that supposed to
Portland.
be the Clyde the Glide. And
Okay,
what happened?
let's go to the first championship. Who guarded Jordan? Was it Byron Scott?
It didn't matter who guarded him. He got his.
Byron Scott. That's one.
Everybody you name, he dominated.
The next one, who they play against? Was it
I think it was Seattle.
okay? Who guarded him? Gary Payton,
He tried.
a point guard. Okay, I think it was. Matter of fact, it was Hersey Hawkins at first. It was Hersey Hawkins at first. You forgot he even played in the league, didn't it?
No, man, he played
Yes,
at
you did. You just
some small
you
college.
thought
I
about him when
forgot
I
the name
brought him
of it.
up. Don't do that. Don't nobody thinks about Hersey Hawkins. Come on, bro. Come on.
Come on, man. Anybody you name, I know.
Nobody thinks about Hersey Hawkins. You forgot he
Anybody
played in
you
the
name,
league.
I know. D.
Yeah, Hersey Hawkins works at Subway on the corner.
No, he don't.
He might as
That man,
well.
he played at some school. Your school played him. Uh, I forgot the name of the school he played at, but he used to come get Memphis buckets. I know definitely who Herschel Hawkins is.
Okay, yeah. Back a long time ago.
Yeah, he used to get Memphis buckets.
Okay, when the league was weak and they ain't had real good players. Remember when Jordan?
Was y'all strong when you played, D?
Remember, not like they are now. No.
What conference y'all was in when you was playing at Memphis?
USA.
Who? Okay, name some people that you played against.
Uh,
It
Kenya Martin, Larry Hughes. The kid, the coach and that the point guard was at NC Charlotte. I mean, it was some good players there, but it's
who
nothing
played
like
with you at Memphis, D?
who played with me. Kendrick Bradford, Harry Allen, Omar Sneed, Jermaine Owsley. That was the starting
Yeah,
five.
Sneed had
Man,
buckets.
Sneed, that's baby Charles Barkley. He live in
Joe
Texas now.
did, man.
That's baby Charles Barkley.
Who was y'all coach then?
Tick Price.
You
He
know
won.
that's my cousin. No, I'm joking. You know that's my last name, so no,
Yeah,
I'm
last name.
joking.
Yeah, he wasn't studying us. You know, you see what he was doing every day after practice, telling us he's going to a
Where is
Nike
he now, D?
event. Uh, he was coaching at Lamar at one point. I forgot where he's at now. I don't know if he's still there or not.
He got a job. He couldn't coach a
Yeah,
lick, man.
he kept working. He never got like another high profile job because of what he did. But yeah, I mean, he got the smaller jobs. Uh, Matter of fact, Omar saw him. Omar ran into him, and they had some words, man. I couldn't believe what O was telling me that
For
day. They had
real?
some words, yeah. Cause
Wow.
you know how you see one of your former players and you try to tell your new players, hey, heck, one of my former players,
Yeah.
man. Oh, let them have it. Like you ain't never tried to help me and this and this and this. Don't try to
Because
pump yourself
Omar
up.
coaching now, right?
Yeah, he coaching the girls team. I forgot what college is that. Yeah, O's doing well. Yeah, yeah, O is my guy, man.
Then y'all was Michael Simmons? No.
Mm-mm.
No.
I
What
don't know who
bigs
that
y'all
is.
had other than him?
So our starter was Jermaine Ashley and Omar, but we had like James Harris came off the bench. We had
Yeah.
Michael Britton.
Yeah.
Um, but they didn't really get in the game unless we was up by a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, don't try to get off this.
I'm not, man. I'm
You
just saying
losing.
Herschel Hawkins
You
gave Memphis
losing.
bucket.
You losing.
No,
You
you
lose.
losing, D.
You
You hadn't made no sense, man. Everybody on this TNT panel that I'm looking at right now has said MJ is the GOAT.
let me see if I can change your name to Skip Bayless. And my name is Stephen A.
Skip Bayless.
Yeah, cause he lose a lot. He
Well, let
delusional.
me change your name to Shannon Sharp. And I know you don't want that
Please
name
don't.
right now.
No, not right now. I be Stephen A. No, you losing though, cause you a LeBron hated like Skip Bayless. You love Jordan. You got some. You just took your Jordans off. Skip Bayless does his show with Michael Jordan tennis shoes on. Y'all delusional. Y'all
I don't
delusional.
hate LeBron, man. I'm just saying there's no
Has
comparisons to
I know what I
MJ.
meant to ask you. Has Jordan ever signed an autograph for you?
No,
You act like it. Like
no.
you
What I
saw
respect is LeBron off of the floor. He is the GOAT to me because I think he speak up with things that are, bad. There's a lot of stuff that he does that I really respect. And I definitely respect him and his wife, marriage. I love that.
yeah, because I mean, off the court, I mean, that's a given. We don't even have to talk about Jordan.
But
I
on the
mean,
court, as far as that round basketball that says Spalding, MJ rules that. He didn't have no weakness, man. He dominated.
so
M,
I
LeBron
remember.
don't
I'm gonna
dominate.
tell you something. I remember when I was little, growing up in her village. Our coach was named Mr. Willie, and uh, I started playing basketball in the seventh grade or whatever. So I remember he gave me at the end of the season, he gave me a trophy. It said best field for the game, and I wanted MVP. That's what I wanted because that's the sexy trophy. We know what that is. But it said best field for the game, and I was like, I went home crying to my mom, like, look at my trophy. Best field for the game. She like, what that mean? I said, I don't know. But as I got older, and I would make certain passes, and it would kind of hit people in their heads, and coach would be like, "He's not ready for that pass. Like you one step ahead. Like he doesn't know he's open. Like when he knows he's open, he's gonna put his hands up and look at you. That's when you give it to him. Like you give it to him before he knows he's open, even though he's open. So I had to slow my game down because my feel for the game was like beyond theirs. So I think about LeBron.
Oh my
So
God.
hold on, let me parallel it. So when Jordan came into the league, he was a phenomenal offensive talent, but he wasn't smart. He didn't know the game. He thought if I'm more dominant, we're gonna win, and they were losing and losing. So what happened? They bring Tex Winners in. They say, "Hey Tex, we cannot lose with Jordan taking out these shots." That's why Detroit would say, "Oh yeah, we let them score 40, 50, but they're gonna lose." Jordan, he couldn't comprehend it. So what happened was, and you can look at the documentary, it says this. Tex put an offense in called the triangle. It
Yeah.
forced Jordan to get the ball out of his hand early. He can get it late when they send him across to the other lane, but that allowed everybody to touch the ball. And you played on teams, even pickup games. You know how you feel when you never touch the ball. You don't want to play with that nigga again. Like I never touched the ball. You don't even want to run the lane. For what? I'm not gonna get it. That's the problem they was running into. At some point, Jordan realized I need help. I got to get off this ball because I've tried it my way. I tried to win on my own terms. It's not going to happen. So, okay, let me utilize Scotty. Let me utilize Paxson. Let me utilize Horace Grant.
Let me stop you right there.
Hold
Let me
on, no,
stop you
no.
right there.
But
I'm gonna
Bron
say this,
came
and you can
into the
start
league.
back.
Bron
You can
came into
start
the
back when I
league with
say
all
this.
of that
He
knowledge.
did not leave and go to a team that was stacked to win. Now carry on with your conversation.
All I know is, hold on, there's somebody
You,
remember Fresno State. You know what? I remember talking to Scoop to my Lou, right for Austin. Where were we? We were in the hotel down in downtown, and that's when Yao Ming and Skip was playing for Houston. And I took some of my nonprofit kids to the game, and I told the front desk to tell Skip to come down. Dutch Gordon was at the desk or whatever, so he came down, and we laughed about that. Because I remember playing against Fresno State because y'all don't know this, but the year before we were in the Slam magazine. Dick Vitale said I was the best point guard in the country. Some people said it was Steve Francis. Some said Ray for Austin. So that next year, I signed with Memphis. He signed with Fresno State, and
let me
luckily we
ask you
met him.
this: what other offers you had with Memphis other than Memphis D?
So I was going to sign
Louisville
with
was one of them, right?
no, I was going to sign with every Kansas. So Kansas, my top three were Oklahoma, Kansas. No, my top four: Memphis, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Kentucky. And Minnesota had just went to the they went deep in the playoffs or whatever. So I mean in the tournament. So I almost went to them, but it was two. When that coach, I forgot the coach name, he was a black coach. He came to my house. He was like, "Yeah, it's always cold up here. You go to school underground to get to class." That was a turn off for me
Wow.
because I don't like cold. So anyway, so when I went to Oklahoma, I don't know if you remember Corey Brewer. He
Yeah.
played at he from West Memphis, but he was a point guard the year I was in JUCO. So when they brought me up there, they was like, "We want to move Corey to two guard. We want you to play the point guard." They showed me love up there down there in Norman,
Corey ended
Oklahoma.
up in Florida though, right?
Who?
Corey
Who?
Brewer. Did he end up in Florida?
No, he went to he stayed at Oklahoma because we played
Sure
against them the
did.
next
Okay.
year.
Yeah, sure
Because
did.
Marcus Moody went berserk against them. He had 41 points as a freshman against them. But
Yeah.
the letters of intent. I got on the plane. I put my letters of intent on the overhead, and I thought about it the whole flight. I said, I'm gonna go with Oklahoma. I couldn't find my letters. I was gonna sign them right then. I couldn't find them. And when I got to her village, my mom was like, "Hey, this man named Tick Price. He wants to come and meet you." I'm like, "Who was Tick Price?" They was like, "That's the new Memphis coach because they had got rid of Larry Finch, and
Yeah.
that's who was recruiting me at first."
Yeah.
And so, man, I met with Omar, met with Jermaine, and they was like, "Man, we're not gonna sign unless you sign." And I was like, "Man, let's do it." And I ended up signing with Memphis. But I
Hey
remember,
D,
mhm,
school is out. You've been out of school for 50 years. You know you're old. You've been out of
mhm.
Memphis for like 50 years. Man, did you get some bread, man?
Did Memphis pay me?
Yeah.
No. Well, Memphis didn't. The boosters were paying me.
They
Like,
were paying you.
yeah, back then you got handshakes. Like, good game. And they give you some money. And then another guy owned a company up Chelsea. Um, he was my money guy. I would go see him.
Really? What was
Yeah.
the amount, D?
Well,
Is
it
it
wasn't
T?
a lot to
What
me.
is it? Tews and fuse? What?
Like somebody, like if you go after a game, somebody give you $500 in your hand, and you
Oh, okay.
21 years old. That's big for you because you don't have. I don't have any. I ain't have any bills. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So D, let me
Or
ask you this. Right
mhm,
now, in your prime, coming out of JUCO, I know you was ranked very high, if not number one.
mhm.
How your NIL? How your NIL
Oh,
deal?
bruh. You know what? In my little chat group, me, Chiron, Young Ball, and Bernard, man, we talk about that all the time, bro. That. Oh man,
Are you
we
in the
missed
mill?
out,
Are you
bro.
in the mill? Are you in the mill right
Am
now?
I? Am
Would
I?
you
With
be in
my
the mill?
crossover? With my out, bruh. Man,
I
I'm in the
believe
high.
you'll be easily in the mill.
I'm 3 4 million easily.
Yeah, I
I'm
believe
three
that.
four million easily because
Especially when
that
you
would have
coming
made me
out of
play even
JUCO in
harder
your
to be
prime.
honest.
Yeah, it's easy right there.
Yeah,
That's easy.
man, but we missed out. Money is so easy to get now for those players, and a lot of those players they didn't even want to go to the league now. They trying to stay and get that NIL money.
Is
Uh,
PJ Haggerty worth that money? You know he leaving Memphis.
I mean, for college, yeah, yeah. I mean, you can win with him. He's not selfish. He scores. He gets
Yeah.
quiet points. He doesn't have to get loud points like Jordan. Like he don't need every ball. I mean, he gets off the ball.
Man,
He
stop
reminds
doing
me of
that, man.
LeBron.
Stop.
Huh? No, I'm just saying he reminds me of LeBron.
But
But now if I was
well, I
Memphis,
know he
bro,
ain't no
I
soft.
would pay him. Like they can pay him.
They
Like
can, but
I
I
know
think Penny
personally
can
they can pay
definitely pay
him.
him, but they don't have NIL money. That's what they saying. You
I
know,
didn't
they compare
I
us
ain't
with the
say that.
Kentuckies
You
and
ain't hear me say that about the NIL money. I said Memphis can. Didn't I just tell you I used to get paid? Memphis can
yeah.
pay them. Memphis can pay him. Penny can pay him.
I was discussing some D man because I know you alumni of Memphis. I was discussing something with my partner, and he swears up and down that Memphis should be in the SEC. Do you agree with that?
Nah.
And reason why I asked that is he says that Memphis has old money, and he don't understand the schools that's in the SEC. You know, their games are packed. You know, everything is sold out, whether it's wrestling, baseball, or whatever. And Memphis don't have that type of revenue.
Yeah, and plus that their fans gonna be there regardless of if they win or not. Like in
Yeah,
Memphis, you gotta win. And unfortunately, with the NIL and players able to leave and still play, like back then we couldn't leave or we had to sit out. So you kind of wanted to stay. Now you can leave and play the next year and all that.
yeah,
There's
yeah.
no guarantee that you're gonna win. So nah, that's too lofty. If Memphis want to win, they need to stay where they are. They got a better chance of winning the tournament every year and
Or big getting
advancing.
into the tournament. Yeah.
Yeah, because you got to have you got to get that at large bid if you don't, win your tournament. So no, they need to stay there. Like they we want Memphis to be this powerhouse, but they're not. They're not. They're not. So no.
Deadly.
Man,
Like you said, like I said, we ain't change the subject because you losing in the debate.
this my first podcast to be honest, and I won it. Like I'm proud of my. I'm gonna have
This
me a
your
drink
first
tonight.
podcast?
Yeah.
Man, I'm making history with you, dude. You probably got 1 million viewers right now.
No, I don't, cause I don't be on here. That's why they know how to bring you on Facebook. I don't be on Facebook. I don't be on none of this stuff. I'm about to start now though. I'm going to
I
get some
think you're
people.
gonna do well because you know a lot of people.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get them to share my stuff. That's what I'm trying to. That's why I was testing out. So that's why when I seen that link, I was like, I don't know if it works or not. Try it out. Cause I never did
Yeah.
this stuff. Yeah, it's a lot
But
that
check
goes
this
into
out, D.
this.
Let me ask you
Yeah.
this as well. Oh man, you made me. You talk about podcast. You know, made me
I
lose my
told you
train of thought.
losing it. Did I tell you that? I told you losing it. You have no idea
No,
what you
man,
just
you
had
played
done.
at Memphis, so you would
I told you.
you
I
know you
knew
would
it.
know, man. I mean, you're alumni. Oh my God, man, I
You know,
forgot I was
I'm gonna
gonna
get
ask you,
Sharon
man.
Chapman on here to give y'all some D Rose stories. That year they went to the finals. I want y'all to hear how D Rose was talking. Like that's gonna be fascinating. He told me all those stories about like D Rose was like, what's his name?
How would he know? He
Augustine.
didn't play with D Rose.
He was a coach.
Oh, he was on the coach. That's right, he was
Yeah,
coaching.
he was coaching the team. Yeah. And just the confidence and the stuff D Rose would say about what he's gonna do to the other players, like Who did he play against? Augustine at Texas, like the
UCLA,
other point guard.
Texas
Yeah,
A&M,
like
Michigan
if you
State.
hear
He
like
bust them.
bro, it's phenomenal to hear what that kid was saying, like the confidence that he had. But just to hear Shy how Shy was saying and delivering it, it's gonna be interesting.
That's what I was finna say. If you, this just me personally, and I say this because I'm from Memphis, I'm born and raised. If I was Calipari,
Hmm.
I would have never left Memphis.
Why?
Never.
Why?
Because every year you're guaranteed to win in your conference. And every year you're gonna get ranked high as far as seeding in the NCAA. I would have made Memphis the South Duke. I
Well,
would
see,
have.
I think you're looking at it from purely a basketball standpoint, but
Yeah, I knew you was gonna say that too.
yeah, if you, it's two things that hurt us, and this for me being, I talk to Coach Cat a lot or whatever. He used to donate to my nonprofit. He and his wife Ellen. So remember we had first 48 in Memphis
Yeah.
that was hurting us. He talked to the mayor and had the mayor to get them to stop doing that in Memphis. Because when he would go recruit, one thing the parents would say, no, it's too dangerous in Memphis. I watched First 48. I don't feel comfortable with my son coming to
Wow.
Memphis. That
Wow. I
hurt
didn't know
us.
that.
And then but if you think about Kentucky, you talk about guaranteed being in Memphis. I mean, everybody wanted to go to Kentucky back then. Matter of fact, who came to her village? Who was the coach? Was it Patino?
Who
Yeah,
was
I
he
think
looking for?
when I was at
You?
Northwest, yeah,
Okay.
because Kentucky had just matter of fact, yeah. Kentucky won the championship. Bro, the very next day, the coach is at my door. And matter of fact, they had Wayne Turner, and he was
Yeah.
saying
So
that
the
he
guard that
wanted,
played at Memphis,
he was the
Kentucky.
starting point guard on that championship team, and there was like, he was like, it was Patino. He said, "I want you to come to," or was it Patino? Because I know Kansas and Kentucky came on the same day. But anyway, he wanted me to come to Kentucky. But my main thing was, but Turner is not a senior. He's coming back next year, and you won the championship with Turner. So I don't feel comfortable coming there. But he was like, Turner can't score like you. I said, I get that, but you still won a championship with Turner. So like I thought he was just telling me what I wanted to hear.
Uh-huh.
But it sounded convincing, and to be at my doorstep the very next day after you won the championship, like he said, this lets you know how much I want you, right?
What was
Um,
your average in JUCO, D?
24 and 10 and a half. I led the country in
Wow.
assists. Um, but
Yeah.
but you know I but see, my sophomore year I scored 52 points in the championship game, and that's kind of what made everybody was already coming. But when I did that, because I scored 44 in the second half alone, because so you remember Kevin Rogers?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the story
They said he
behind that.
died, man. They said he
Yeah.
died.
So, me and K Rock grew up together. And I
Yeah.
played for Green, like he played at Sexton or whatever. So he
Uh-huh.
played at Coahoma when I was at Northwest.
I remember that.
So we played the first game and we made it to the championship game. We was at Pearl River. We made it to the championship game. And so the following game was Pearl River against Coahoma. You know how you kind of stay to see who you're gonna play the next night. So we was in the
Uh-huh.
stands. And so, man, once it was apparent that Coahoma was going to lose the game, Coach Dukes was like, "Okay, y'all, let's go." I'm at the top in the balcony. Coach Dukes was like, "Let's go." So I come down off the balcony, and I call him K Rock. I see K Rock at half court with his, holding shorts with his head down. So I'm like, K Rock, K Rock. I'm from Memphis. I'm like, K Rock, K Rock. He looks up. I said, "That's all right. I got him tomorrow night for you." And instantly they started booing. And I turned around to we in the Singapore line, the team. I turned around and my head Coach Deuce, he was looking at me like, really, Golden, really? Because it didn't dawn on me that we're in Pearl River and we got to play against Pearl River tomorrow night. So I'm
Yeah.
like, and it's called bulletin board material. So I'm like, fuck. So the next night, bro, you talk about a horrible first half. I mean, the crowd, they was like, I thought you was gonna do this, do this. I'm an All-American now. They're like, you're not an All-American, you're not this, you're not that. So I'm like, we got one more half, we got one more half. That's what I'm telling them. I'm like, I'm not gonna let y'all beat me. I'm from Memphis. Plus, I done told K Rock. You know what I mean? So, bro, the same people that were saying you not this, you not that. At the end of that game, bro, they like, can you sign this one photo? All kinds of
I
like,
believe that.
man, there was like 44 and one half. Matter of fact, I still got the new. I saw the article. I'm gonna send it to you. I got the article about that. It was like
Hey
44 and one
D,
half.
how in the world you get to Treadwell?
And
How?
I didn't go to church. Well, I went to
No,
Kingsbury.
you would. That's right, Kingsbury.
Chris Garner, my twin, he went to Treadwell. Man, we had some battles at Treadwell. Man, bro. But see, I was a sophomore when Chris was a senior, so I only played
Was
against
Coach
him there about a
Johnson
year.
coaching you over there?
Who?
Coach Johnson,
Yeah,
Harold
both of
Johnson.
them. Both of them. Harold had me my 10th and 11th grade year, and then Coach Jerry Johnson
He
had
tried
me
to
my
get me to
senior
come
year.
over there, man.
For
I didn't
real?
want to go.
Why?
I didn't want to go, man. Because it
Man.
was, I'm born and raised in North Memphis. But the
Yeah.
thing is, a lot of people said that I should have played at Northside, but Northside was stacked.
Where you play at? Where you go?
I went to Northside.
Now you said people say they said you shouldn't have played there.
They told me I should have played,
All right, Northside.
but
Who was
I
there with
chose
you?
not to. And
Who was there?
that's the biggest thing I regret.
For
I ain't gonna
real,
lie. I ain't gonna lie, D.
man,
I hate that.
man.
Because I'm killing them in a mirror, the
Right.
Joe Franks, the Marvin Willis, all of them. And they were like,
Yeah.
man, why don't you come out and play? Even Coach Jackson asked me to come play.
For
And I
real.
wouldn't do it.
Wow.
I
Why?
wouldn't
Why
do it.
though?
And then I went over to play with Anthony Tolbert, Curtis Hollowell. Uh that's how I met Penny over at Shelby State.
For real.
You remember Jesse and Rick played at Shelby State?
Uh-uh.
They played at I think Rick played at Melrose. But anyway, my brother played at Shelby State, my brother James.
Right.
And they had kind of like open gym or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And this was the year Penny had went played against Jordan them in the Olympics.
Yeah. To get them ready. Yeah, right.
Uh-huh.
Right.
And that's where I met Penny at. And Coach Sales pulled me to the side, asked me to come play, man.
For
But
real?
at the time, D, I had a son.
Mm.
I had to go to work.
Right.
I was 20
Man.
years old, man.
Wow.
And I had my son. And I had
Right.
to go to work.
Had to go
And
to work.
then no work release was gonna pay that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I got offered over there to Shelby, man. I should have did that, but I had to go to work.
Man.
But I
But I
knew a lot of guys, even Corey Beck, the year the year they found won the championship.
uh-huh.
I played against him over in Pine Hill, and the gym was loaded. You might have been over there that day, man. I'm talking about Penny, Elliott, Sid, Andy Douglas, Vaughn, Beck, Stewart. I mean, the gym was loaded. Cause Penny asked me to come over there and play. And he was like, man, you don't play nowhere? I was like, no.
Right.
Ollie Biles, all of them, man. But I end up, that's how I ended up meeting you, was at Northside on Sundays.
Right,
And I
yeah.
ended up meeting Chris up there at Northside on Sundays.
Right. Chris, my guy, man. I forever have
That's my
love for
dude,
Chris,
man.
man.
Pittsburgh is still ahead.
Yeah, he loved Pittsburgh, man.
I can't stand them. I'm a 49er diehard, baby.
Man, you know I'm a
Diehard
49er
49er.
too. I'm a 49er too.
Oh, you a good dude. I knew I like you, man. Only thing I don't care about, you a LeBron fan.
I'm
He
I'm
suck.
I'm a realist, man. And I grew up a Jordan fan, but man, come on, man. I mean, just take this loss. I mean, you'll win again. Just don't debate anybody like me again. Like,
Oh, come on, man. You didn't win this one. So let me ask you, why you did you go overseas? I think you told me you went overseas.
no, so I'm a lot of people, and I remember me and Chris talked about this. So I talk about God a lot now, right?
Yeah.
So I felt my calling in college. Like I would always have Bible studies in college. I would walk around with my Bible. People would make fun of me or whatever. I lost interest in basketball at Memphis. That's why I transferred in with Detroit State because
You sure
me and
did. I
me and
forgot
T.
about
Price
that.
we kept button heads. See, you got to realize I was an All American the year before, and he was a new coach, and Memphis missed out on getting Tony Harris, so they had to land me. It was me and Tony. They missed out on
You
Tony. Said I
sure,
was in
man,
the
you
see.
bringing back good memories.
Yeah,
That show was.
So he had to land me, and then I didn't know. Now, after the fact, you find out certain things, but anyway, he made certain promises about the style we were going to play. Cause keep in mind, I scored 52 points in the game, and I had 27 assists in one game, and I led the whole nation in assists. So I can do either or.
Yeah,
Let me play the game and determine what's needed from me. Don't just control me. Like I don't play well that way. I'm smart enough to understand I got a feel for the game.
yeah.
But everything was throw the ball to Omar. And so when people don't notice, but I was the fourth option and I made all conference.
What?
Nobody can be a fourth option on any team and make all conference that in college. That doesn't happen. So when
Okay,
I put
Omar first. Who was second?
it's just certain sets.
Okay.
And keep in mind that Moody had to get the ball because
Yep.
some things happened with Moody and certain things happened that I wasn't aware of. I just couldn't figure out, okay, if I'm not only leading the team in 3-point shooting percentage, but the whole conference, if we need a 3-point shot taken, why not let your best 3-point shooter take it?
Yeah.
But he wouldn't let me take it. So certain things wasn't making sense. It was frustrating to me. So I would go outside of the offense and I would shoot the ball. It'll go in, but he didn't like it. He wasn't liking it because I didn't run what he wanted to run. And so it just got to a point where I stopped going in class because I knew I was going to leave. And I said, I'm just through going to class. I'm going to flunk out. I said, because I'm not going to stay. And if I leave, I got to sit out anyway. So it ain't like I'm
Yeah.
hurting myself. And so that's
But
why
why
after
Georgia
this,
State though, man? You could have ended up winning anywhere else.
say it again.
Why
Oh,
Georgia State?
oh,
You could have
oh.
went anywhere else.
Yeah, because I didn't want. I told you, Memphis. I didn't want to. I didn't care about basketball anymore. Because you got to keep in mind before that, before it took place, no coach has ever limited me. I've never been handled. I didn't even know that was possible. It was always here, go and do your thing, and I was able to win. And now all of a sudden, I'm seeing where it's politics now, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I don't want no parts of this. It ain't about my talent anymore.
Yeah.
Like as long as it's about my talent, I get it. If somebody better than me or whatever, I get it. But if they're not, let me do me. And so I said, you know what? I called a press conference and said I was leaving. Um, no, I take that back. I take that back. I called my JUCO coach. Coach Dukes was at Ole Miss as an assistant because we did so well at Northwest. He got a coach. He got a coaching job at Ole Miss. I called
Man,
him
you would
first.
fit well right there, D.
Yeah,
You would
but
have been
they didn't
good
have
right there.
any scholarships available. So what he
Okay.
did unknowingly to me, he called his former player named Billy Jeffcoat, who was the coach at Troy State. And he called me, he was like, hey, I just talked to Coach Dukes. He said, you're looking for a place to play. He said, I'm a coach at Troy State. I said, I never heard of y'all. Where y'all at? He said, Alabama. He said, look us up. He said, we own the record for the most points in the game. I think it was 200 and something. I like, y'all ain't scored 200 something in the game. He said, we did. I looked it up, they did. He said, we fast paced. He said, we're gonna let you do exactly what you want to do. It's your show. At the time, my mom had high blood pressure and I had when I was an All-American, I had so many people coming and trying to pressure her and to get me to sign with them. Now this, she didn't like that. So I said, you know what? The first team that calls me, that's where I'm going. And it was Coach Jeffcoat at Troy State. 10 minutes later, guess who calls? Coach Thompson at Georgetown.
Man, you
Keep
need
it,
to be whooped.
keep it in
You
mind
need
the
to be
year
whooped,
the,
man.
the year I was at Memphis on China 3, we played against Georgetown, but Iverson had just left. But my style was just like Iverson, and Coach Thompson liked
And
that.
you
And
would
so
have
my
came
mom,
in
she like,
after
hey,
Iverson, nigga.
yeah, my mom, she said, hey, some
Ooh.
coach named Mr. Thompson wanna talk to you. I said, what? Ask me if he's from Georgetown. She said, yeah, he's from Georgetown. I said, tell him I already decided. Bruh, I didn't even want to get on the phone with him because I remember when we played against them in DC and just how big he was and the towel was over his shoulder. I was like, he gave up this aura. And I was like, bruh, if I were to get on the phone with that man, I'm gonna end up going to Georgetown and
Hey,
take
man,
and
remind me to cuss you out when I see you. Dude, that would have been perfect, D.
I know, I
You
know,
coming behind him,
I know, I
they
know.
wouldn't have lost the beat.
Yeah,
Because
but
y'all game was so much alike.
at the time, bro, my daughter was in my wife's stomach. Like I didn't want to keep in mind, I didn't want to. At that point, everybody wanted more from the game of basketball than I did. I wanted to go and finish and have my daughter and start me a nonprofit ministry and put the ball down. Like that's why it was so easy for me not to go to Northside and play anymore. Like if you notice, I stopped coming up there. Like
Yeah.
I was just trying to stay in shape by coming up there, whatever, and seeing old guys. Uh, but no, man, I didn't. And I did go to Germany for a year just to make money to start my nonprofit at Greenlock Community Center. Um, but no, I didn't. And Chris Garner and Penny, they was like, bro, what are you doing? Like, the only thing you need to do is be able to hit a jump shot as a point guard, and you can do that. But when God called you, bro,
Yeah.
it's like, man, and you're not gonna believe this. And me and Sharon is my best friend. We joke about this. A lot of my career, I don't remember. And I
What?
think I don't know. I think God did that on purpose because I remember talking to a guy from Treadwell. He played it my sophomore year at Kingsbury. We played against Chris Garner and them in a tournament. And I made the game winner, and I didn't remember it. And I remember he was like, "Bro, I don't like you anymore." I was like, "What's wrong?" He was like, "Man, you ended my career." I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "Man, stop playing." I was like, "What did I do?" He said, "You hit the game winner from behind the backboard." And when he
Wow.
said it, I was like, that's when I remembered it a little bit. I remember like I didn't remember the shot I made, but I remember Twin them picking me up. Like I remember like stuff like that. I don't remember like what I did. Um, but it's
Do you
like, man,
not know you on YouTube, man?
yeah,
Do you ever look at it?
nah, nah. But
Um,
it's
what year you
weird.
come out, D?
I came out of college in 2000. I came out of Memphis in '98.
You was in Memphis in '98.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what happened, man.
Mm-hmm.
If you pull up Memphis basketball, most times they pull up all the games
Mm-hmm.
and that's available at that time. So I watching the old Memphis games. So
Mm-hmm.
when you turn YouTube off, when you go back on it, it might pop up another game.
Yeah. Right,
Your
right,
game
right.
came on
For
in
real.
the pyramid.
Right.
You had buckets, man. I'm sitting there smiling like, damn, that nigga that can play, man. I'm sitting there like, damn, why ain't go overseas? Dude, you were nice.
Yeah.
You were giving Cincinnati, and at that time they had good guards.
Yeah, hell yeah, they did. But you know how you just I was just planning to be playing at the time, but then again I got to a point where I just wanted to do youth ministry. Like I didn't care about the money. Like people's man, do you know how many people's calling me stupid, bro? They were like, man, you can be a millionaire right now. Penny and Penny didn't call me stupid or Chris Garner didn't. Chris did. Yes, Chris did. Chris did, but Penny didn't.
I can
But
see
they were
them
like,
doing that.
bro, because at the time, Penny, I think Chris had just got released by I think Toronto maybe.
Yeah,
And we were working out together. He was like, man, I'm trying to get back to where I belong. You know, Chris always been confident. He like, man,
yeah.
I'm trying to get back to where I belong. And he was like, and you stupid. He was like, you can make a jump shot. That's all you got to do to get to the league. But you don't want to work. You don't want to work out to get to the league. You just working out to be working out. Like I didn't want to do it. Like I just didn't want to. Once that political stuff hit me,
So
bro, I couldn't.
be honest,
I
in
didn't
your
recover.
long time, D man,
Hmm?
did you regret it?
No, fuck no. Here's why I don't regret it. Bro, so many kids have benefited and are alive because of my decision. Like I see why God, man, when I used to do my fundraising and you see these kids on these promo videos for me saying, man, I wouldn't graduate if it wasn't for Golden or I wouldn't
Yeah,
be alive. Like, bro, I used to take gang members that was high ranking officers that used to be robbing people and shooting people and making them graduate. Like, like that's huge to me. You know what how Memphis look now.
yeah,
So and then I had a ministry for homeless people every Monday from 7 to 10. Did that every year at Greenlaw. Going to Tegucigalpa, Honduras, taking kids over there to help build homes, to going to Dominican Republic. Like all my nonprofit work, man, it pales in comparison. I mean, basketball was nothing. Only thing basketball could have gave me was me being a celebrity and money.
yeah,
That's all. At the end of the day, God not gonna be like, okay, well, how much I'm gonna let you in if you had $1 million or you made $1 million, or if you was a celebrity. Now, what did you do for me?
yeah.
Like, bro, my list is so freaking long. You know what I mean? But
Are
more
you doing
important,
anything in Texas right now?
that's I just got a big house just to start back doing nonprofit work. Because at first I was afraid with moving to Mexico because I want to be fluent. I want to be fluent in Spanish. That's my next goal. because I can hold a conversation in Spanish, but I want to be
Wow.
fluent in it. You know what I mean? And so I was gonna give me a little spot in Mexico. I found a couple of homes or whatever. At the last minute, I said, "Nah, let me just stay here and give me a spot," because my daughter wanted to come here and move, um,
My
transition out of
sister in San
Memphis.
Antonio. Y'all, are you there or
Nah,
Dallas?
we like 4 hours from. I'm in White Settlement. It's in DFW, Dallas Fort Worth.
Okay,
Um,
okay,
yeah, but no, I don't regret it, man. I have those moments in which I say like, what if that kind of thing. But then again, then right after I have that thought, I get a text message from one of my former people. Like think about our Heart Memphis, hit the Quan.
yeah,
Without me, there's no him. Like I'm behind that. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like I'm the
yeah,
one that said, "Hey, stop doing all that negative stuff. Hang with me every day. On the weekends, you at my house. In the summer, you stand with me. Write these plays." I started something called "We Bring Drama" for them. He used to write plays. I made him recite. You know, he stutters. People
yeah,
don't know that, but his name Richard. I heard Memphis has a stutter and he has a speech impediment. So I said, okay, well, I did some research. It was like if you learn how to do poems, you don't, it'll help you with your speech. And so I said, memorize this poem. Let's say it's a Monday. I said, memorize it and have it by Friday. The very next day, he like pops, listen, and he got it by heart. These are long poems. That Tuesday, I said, okay, learn this one. Wednesday, he got it. That's when I knew he had a talent. So I started like telling him like start doing certain things, and he stopped stuttering. I started taking him around rehearsing, reciting these poems. Next thing I know, he graduates high school, whatever, comes back. He started doing this music stuff now.
yeah.
Leaning there up, and then hit the coin hit big. And he called me. He said, "Come outside." He bought his first Porsche, and now he
Wow.
called me 2 weeks ago. He had his second son. He lives in Miami now. Um, and he's still making money whenever they play hit the coin. He gets paid from that. Um, so imagine if I was still playing basketball.
Yeah.
So many
So
kids they
you
went.
never had any injuries or nothing, D man? Nothing.
I had a back injury at Memphis. Nothing bad, but my disc came out, and Tick Price thought I just didn't want to practice. Like I forgot who we were playing, and I bent down real quick to get a loose ball, and I felt it, but my body was just so active. I mean, I was warm, I was loose, so it
Yeah.
didn't really affect me. But the next morning, boy, I can barely move, and so keep in mind, me and Tick Price didn't get along. So when I said, "Coach, I can't go," he thought I just didn't want to practice, and that made us worse. And I was like, "No, I have an injury. Like I'm hurt." And he said, "When did it happen?" I said, "Last night in the game." And he was like, "But you played." I was like, "Yeah, that was adrenaline. Like, I had a whole night to rest, and then my disc was out. I didn't know my disc was out until I went to see Ray Burr, our trainer, and he was like, "No, your disc is out. Like, it's just got to work its way back in." No, no, that's not what they said. They took me to a clinic, and they said they want to shoot it and shrink it so it won't press against my nerves. But I was
Wow.
like, "Nah, y'all ain't messing with my spine. No, I'm straight." I just let it go back in, and it went back in, and I didn't have the issue again until years later. But nah, no injuries, no knee, no nothing. I was always healthy by the
Man,
grace of
D, I would
God.
love for you to go. So, man, because I look at Turner's career, and Turner is that's my guy, man. But I think you was a better shooter than you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Even
I
though
mean,
Turner can make that shot, sometimes he'll miss. You know, it wasn't consistent.
yeah. That
You know
that's
what I'm
one thing
saying?
God did bless me with that gift to hit that outside shot, man.
Yeah,
That
man.
yeah.
And
You
that
had to
ain't no
quit
knock on
pulling.
Turner because he was super, super
Man,
quick.
Le General, man. Even when I used to play pickup games, he was overseas. The man at an older age, that man was still hooping for
Man,
real.
man, he
Never
came up
seen
the
nothing like
north
it.
side one day, D. I had a good game that day.
Mm-hmm.
But man, he turned that joker on. We beat him, I think, one or two games. That first game,
Mm-hmm.
for some reason, man, he just turned that damn energy on, man. He was leaving me in the smoke
For real.
at
Yeah.
40 something. I'm like,
Yeah.
this LeBron daddy, ain't
Yeah.
he? Excuse me, man. I got something stuck in my throat.
I'm happy he over there at Memphis, man. I'm happy.
Oh yeah. Me and him discussed that, man. You know, I won't say what he said over here on the air, but
Yeah.
I'm just glad he there.
Yeah, I mean it's long overdue. I mean
Yeah, man.
but he
He
didn't.
didn't stay but 1 year in Lane.
Yeah, and it's so weird because man, I don't like talking about Penny, but
Uh oh.
like that wasn't even Penny's decision to bring Turner. You know what I mean? Like I
I ain't got
know.
nothing to say.
You
I
see,
ain't in
you already know what it is. See, that's why you say you ain't want to sit on air. I don't care. I don't care.
it.
I don't care nothing about Penny. Not like that. Not after what he poured on me. You know what I mean? But
What?
that's something off the air. Dealing with a female. No,
Stop, man. Don't do me like that, man.
no, man. No, you know,
Pretty much can have what he want.
shit. So could I. At the
I'm
time,
just
so could
saying,
I.
with his,
Yeah. No,
status or whatever.
no. It's just certain voicemails he would leave.
With you?
No, with I we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. But
Yeah, I was
it,
shocked him and Billy got into it about a female. I was shocked about that.
Penny something else, man. Penny
You
something
know, I
else.
heard that, but I never experienced that with him. He always been up and up with me.
Yeah. I mean, I remember one time he gave me a donation. Like, I wasn't hooping a lot. And so I would always tell people, like, tell them holler at me or whatever. So I finally went to the gym and I was like, yo, let me holler at you. We went outside. He was like, okay, what's up? I heard you be looking for me. You got me. I said, yeah, I'm doing a nonprofit now. I need a donation. He was like, what you need? I said, give me 3,000. And he was like, I'll be back. And he went to Big Greg, his assistant, and he come in and check for 5K, right? So of course I got all big screen TVs, got new furniture. I had Greenlaw, nice. And so I would tell this one individual, I said, hey, tell Penny to come to the gym so he can see what I did with the money, right? And so he
Wow.
never would come. And so my homeboy Nick, I don't know, you know Nick with the good hair.
Yeah,
Nick
yeah, I know
Nick
that.
was like, hey, Penny pissed off at you. I was like, why? He was like, because you didn't invite him to the gym. To
What?
your center. I was like, what? I said, I used to send invites all the time, telling him to come see what I did with the money. And he was like, I said, when y'all gonna hoop again? And he let me know. He said, and he called me like, hey, Penny up here. So I went up there and I was like, man, yo, I heard you uneasy with me. What's up? Let's talk. We went outside. Like, yeah, I think it was bad because I gave you the donation and you never invited me to your center, blah, blah. I said, man, I told so and so to tell you to come. I said, you got your number changed. It doesn't end in 0 1 anymore. So you got your number changed. I said, I don't have access to you. And you know, I don't play with y'all anymore. I don't come up here and hoop. I'll be at the center with the
Was this at
kids.
Northside?
Huh?
Was this
No,
at
no, no. We
Northside
was at
Gym?
Ridgeway. We was outside of
Okay.
Ridgeway at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so and he was like, man, I apologize, man. I didn't know you was requesting for me. He was like, he never told me. And then I was like, you know what? I kind of figured he never told you. But after that, we got kind of back cool a little bit. But I thought he was mad because of what happened with the female. But it was because of the donation that he said I never told him to come up there or whatever. But yeah, I still don't mess with him though. Like I'm like the stuff that LeBron did for his people, Penny was big enough and still is big enough to lift a whole lot of people up. But he
Let me ask you this, D man,
Mhm.
because you said that it was rumored that he didn't reach back to Treadwell at his heydays of NBA.
Oh, Penny didn't. Penny
I also heard he didn't make Curry's funeral.
Penny don't get a Penny is the most selfish person. He's the most selfish superstar I've ever personally been around. Everything has to be on his terms. You gotta need him. He gotta feel like you need him. Um, like even playing pickup games, me and him would get into it because I wouldn't go along. You know what I mean? Like normally anything he say goes. I'm like, nah, like I'm my own man. Like I don't care who you are. But nah, he ain't. Like if you look at people that hang around him, they yes men. They're not gonna be real with him because if they're real with him, they can't hang around him. And
Ooh, I ain't gonna
I
say
don't
nothing
like that.
now. I ain't
Yeah, I
You
don't.
on tread. You tread waters now.
Yeah, I'll say it,
This
bro.
thing
I
is on
don't care.
Facebook and people know me. I am not nosy.
It's real, man.
Cause
It's
that's
real.
man. I know me. You right, man. Cause we played at Pacific State one day, and I had a habit of going through my legs before I shoot,
Mm-hmm.
and he was trying to correct that, and I was like, "No, Dorma, that's how I play. That's
Right.
just the rhythm I put myself in to get my shot off. You know what
Right.
I mean?"
Yeah. Yeah. Your
He
comfort
was
zone.
trying
Yeah.
to
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
correct that. I was like, "No, that's just me, man.
Yeah. Well,
Why
you
why
know
you
what I?
always go through your legs before you shoot?
Yeah. I I,
It's a habit."
I like playing on this team though, because I used to learn so much, bro. Like I remember one time specifically, we were at Snowden,
Uh huh.
and
On Mondays, I think.
he was, yep, he was on the, I was on the opposite side. He was posted on the block, but he was kind of, it was when the free throw line. He was kind of, matter of fact, he was at the free throw line on the corner though, the elbow. And I remember some kind of way my guy cheated and ran all across to double, and I followed my guy. Penny back is to me, so I'm thinking he can't see my guy about to creep up on him, whatever. So I go to the opposite corner in his eyesight. But as soon as I got to the goal, he threw a ball behind his back to the goal. But I had just outran the ball to go into the
Yeah,
corner. He was like, Dedrick, why didn't you stop? I was like, because you couldn't see me. I wanted you to get in eye contact so you can see that I was open. He was like, no, I'm not going to throw it to you. I'm going to throw it to a spot. Just be at the spot you're supposed to be at. And it dawned on me, like, he ain't got to see me. He see what goes on. Like if that guy moves, that guy reacts. Like he knows where I'm supposed to be at based on where my man is at. So I thought he didn't see my man creeping to steal his bar from the weak side. The whole time he saw the guy and he was timing me to get out of the goal. And literally, if I would have stopped, the ball would have came right to me. I would have had a layup. But I didn't think he could see me. Like little stuff like
man.
that, bro.
I think if dude didn't have no injuries, man, I still
Man,
think he should be in the Hall of Fame.
man, easily, easily. What he did in those playoffs, bro, against Miami, what he was doing, bro, easily. Cause
I don't think I don't. I think it'll be he would up. He'll be up in age before he get in. I'm
what do you
talking
mean?
about like 60,
Oh, you mean
60.
like nowadays?
I'm talking about Penny getting in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, I thought you were talking about if he didn't have the injury.
I think he'll be in this up in age before he get in the Hall of Fame.
I don't think I don't think he can make it because it's gonna be too many people now and after him and in the years coming that's gonna be up for it.
You know how they do? They bring older players in who affected the game, and then in their latter years, that they're like, okay, we're gonna give him to him. He
Yeah.
about to die. That
And
type
but
thing.
there's gotta be somebody who's really likable and they like. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? It's got to be somebody like that because the owners, like with the Shadur signers, the owners and the system let you know they do what they want to do. And you got to like shut up and dribble. If you that kind of guy, then yeah, maybe. But man,
I think he'll get in though, D. I really
okay,
do, man.
okay, all right.
I really do, man, because what he doing as far as the game now at his alma mater, uh, before the injuries, it's too many people idolized him when he was in his prime, such as a LeBron
Uh huh. Yeah,
and
I think the
other
fact that he
people.
never won a championship gonna hurt him. Like I think that's he's not a
Yeah,
champion. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
the eye test and our bias, we're subjective. We're not objective because we know him and we want that for him. But I'm tell you what I realized just being around Penny and being in different states, he not big everywhere with a normal uh fan,
Well, the
right?
shoes is,
But die hard, a lot of people don't know those his shoes. Like a lot of people wear them for style. Um, those bone posits and all those shoes. Like you got to be a, you know how because some people are most players are big where they from because you watch them. You know what I mean? Like I've it's just like in Hurt Village I was big, but in Orange Mountain I wouldn't be big.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Uh, in North Memphis you would be big, but in South Haven you wouldn't be.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And so and he not big here. I remember when I played my first summer pro team in Sarasota, Florida. I was playing with a lot of people that played in the league. Uh, they were not starters, but they were just making rosters or whatever. And they was talking about Penny, and he Well, we were talking about something totally different. Something totally different. I really can't say that on the air.
Yeah,
But I was taking up a penny, bro. I was taking up a penny. But it was too many people coming into the locker room hearing the subject matter, and they were like, "Guess who else?" They were like, "That penny boy," and everybody would look at me like, "We told you." I can't. You might know the subject matter, but I was like, "No, no, no." I ain't gonna say it. I ain't really not gonna say that.
I
I'll tell you
heard
off
that
off
too.
air. But but now I've
I don't
I've
believe
learned,
it, but I heard it.
bruh. And this was back in 2000 and this is back in 2001 when I was hearing this, but this is 2025 and I have so much proof now. Talk to certain people. It's true, bro. Unfortunately. But I mean,
I don't believe that, man.
you
Don't
ain't gotta
no,
be I didn't
don't
either.
do
I
that.
I was I was fighting against it. I was, bruh, man, I was ready to fight them big dudes in Sarasota, Florida. Cause I'm Memphis. That's Penny now, bruh. And I ain't gonna say that. Just remind me who kind of really solidified it for me. Nah, I ain't gonna say the name. But nah.
Do I know him?
The same female that he was mad at me about. But we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it off the air.
Oh my God, man. No, I don't believe that.
She
I
didn't
don't believe
deny
it,
it.
D.
She didn't deny it. And that's what made me start asking other people and asking for proof and stuff. Because
But I've heard it, but I don't
when
believe it.
she didn't deny it,
I
the
heard it from
the
somebody you
mother
know.
of his kid, when she didn't deny it, if
I heard it
anybody
from I heard it
gonna
from
take up on
somebody that you definitely didn't know. I heard it from their mouth that you definitely know,
mm,
and I still don't believe it.
okay. Uh, you got a good heart. That's your guy. Don't believe it.
That's my dog, man.
Don't
That's
believe it.
my dude, man.
Don't believe it.
But just like I feel the same way about Petty, like you, Chris, uh, Lorenzo. Me and Lorenzo was real cool.
Yeah.
Uh, me and said okay, Cedric Henderson. He stock market, man. He up and down.
I hadn't talked to him in forever. What is he doing? I remember he was
He
coaching at
was.
one point.
I seen him. They had some kind of basketball thing. I really. You remember high jumping
Yeah,
Fred
Chris
Smith?
Smith. Uh-huh.
He got a son to play over at
Brad Chris.
Broadcrest.
Yeah.
I was going to check him out, and I think Said was over there. I don't know if he was coaching something. I don't know. I think he's at Germantown
Mm.
because I think Taggart lost that job. You know, Taggart that played in Memphis.
Sean Tack was at Germantown. He was.
I think he lost that job.
Yeah, he did. 'Cause I saw a post he made thanking him for the opportunity or something like that.
Yeah, I think he left or he lost the job. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I think they he lost it because I read the comment section and they were
Yeah,
they were they were pulling for him. They were behind him.
I think he got into it with the parent or the student, something like that.
Hmm.
Matter of fact, it made the news here.
Did it?
Yeah, it was something to talk about. As far as news wise.
Oh wow.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Anyway, I'm about to get off this thing, man. I'm about
Go
to
ahead, man. I enjoyed talking to you, man. You lost your debate.
Bruh.
I'm proud of
We
you,
hey we
man.
we gonna do it again.
Hey,
Once I
don't
get
you
my
ever put your M down, man. You from North Memphis, man. Don't ever.
oh, I ain't gonna never put the M down, man.
How your wife doing, man?
She's doing fine, man. We made 31 years.
That's what I thought, man. I'm like,
April
man, you
April
been with
10th.
that woman a long time.
Yeah, man, bro, 94 since
Damn.
94. Yeah,
I'm sitting over here single, man.
yeah, for real. My
Yeah,
my
man.
topic my topic tomorrow is why do women lie about being single by choice. I'm gonna try to
I
get on
ain't
here.
get. I promise you, I'm gonna deny your live. I ain't trying to get.
I'm gonna try to get some women on here and argue with some women who say they
Okay.
single by choice. Don't know
Okay.
women want to be single by choice. No, I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
probably can't get right. That's what it is. But
Yeah.
nah. But I appreciate you coming on, bro. My first live. I appreciate you coming on and losing this.
Same
I
to you,
mean, and
D,
talking
man.
about
Much
this
love to you,
thing.
man.
All right, love, bro.
All right, bud.
Yep. Yo, D Golden.